And now for your Coastal Alabama Coyotes. Leading off and playing second base, number 5, Taylor Hunt. Batting second, playing right field, number 25, Gabby Miller. Batting third, playing first base, number 00, Bree Ryan. Batting fourth and catching, number 13, Sydney Carpenter. Batting fifth as a DP, number 16, Payson Hansen. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 6, Charlotte Langer. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 23, Caroline Mathis. Batting eighth and playing center field, number 12, Abby Davis. Batting ninth and playing left field, number 8, Leah Hale. And pitching for your Coyotes, number 18, Anna Briggs. The reserves for the Yokes are number 2, Lauren House, number 3, Rena Corley, number 4, Gracie Paladano, number 10, Riley Bennett, number 11, Emma Olive, number 15, Haley Johnson, number 17, Haley Parker, number 21, Sam Daniels, number 27, Grace Langston, and number 44, Caitlin Bentley. The Yokes are led by head coach Aaron Radcliffe, her assistant by Coach Will Hahn and Coach Caitlin Tree. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Live from Bay Minette, Alabama, we are live on JockJive Sports YouTube channel, set for ACCC Softball as Gadsden State comes to Bay Minette to start a 4-game series against the Coastal Alabama South Softball Coyotes. Hi, everybody. David Haney on the call for you this afternoon. A doubleheader for you, set to begin the final 4-game series of the regular season portion of the 2025 schedule. This game a rescheduled, or rather this doubleheader, a rescheduled doubleheader. It was originally scheduled for this upcoming Saturday in Gadsden, Alabama. However, it was moved to Bay Minette a few days ago, and the doubleheader will be played both today and tomorrow in Bay Minette. Gadsden State will be the home team in this doubleheader today. Again, this was a originally scheduled doubleheader for Gadsden, Alabama this upcoming Saturday. It was moved to Bay Minette, so Gadsden State, the Cardinals, will be the home team in both games played today, and Coastal South will be the home team tomorrow, 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock tomorrow on JockJive. Gadsden State wearing the white uniforms, black pants with red accent. Coastal South going with their alternate black uniforms today. Again, they are the away team across both games today. Gadsden State versus Coastal South for you on your Wednesday afternoon, starting a little early. Beautiful day in lower Alabama. Humid day. Wind blowing out to left. Taylor Hunt will lead things off as Coastal South enters 32-22 on the year, 14-14 in the conference. Taylor Hunt looks at a strike. Hunt, a .359 hitter, leads the team in at-bats, 167 at-bats this season. She has 11 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 home runs. 43 RBIs on the season for Taylor Hunt. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to start this action. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hunt outside. And that is ball 2. Starting pitcher for Gadsden State, Aubrey Kirst, a 5'1 freshman from Douglasville, Georgia. We'll get to her numbers in just a moment. Swung on and missed. Counts even. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Aubrey Kirst. This is her 31st appearance. That leads the Cardinals this season. She's 2-10 on the circle this year, with 1 game that she has started as this one's driven deep to center field. Taylor Hunt at the wall. It's down. Extra bases for Hunt as she rounds first. A lead-off double starts this action on Wednesday. A deep drive to deep center field, and Hunt is in scoring position. Back to Aubrey Kirst, again, her 31st appearance of the season. She's 2-10 from the circle with just 1 start, so only her 2nd start according to the stats on the ACC page. 118 and 3rd innings of work as Gabby Miller shows bunt and bunts it foul. Her ERA 7.22 on the year. So a leadoff double, and the Coyotes are in business here against Gadsden State in the top of the 1st inning. A reminder that Coastal South, the visiting team for both games today. Grounded to short, past the diving shortstop, and that's into center field. A base hit for Gabby Miller, who's going to look to extend to second base on the throw-in. So 2 runners in scoring position now with no outs, and Brianna Ryan will come up to the plate. Freshman from Theodore, Alabama. Leadoff double and a single starts the action here on Wednesday. Taylor Hunt on at 3rd, Gabby Miller on at 2nd. First pitch is just off the plate to Bree Ryan. Both games will be broadcasted on the same stream today. A delayed flyover here in Bay Minette as a plane is landing nearby. 2 balls, no strikes to the 3-hole hitter, Brianna Ryan. Starting lineup for the Coyotes: Taylor Hunt, Gabby Miller, Bree Ryan, Sydney Carpenter, Payson Hansen, Charlotte Laudinger. The next 3 up: Caroline Mathis, Abby Davis, and Malia Hale will bat 7, 8, 9 today. Starting pitcher will be Anna Griggs. Starting pitcher for the Gadsden State Cardinals, led by head coach Ryan Clark, is again Aubrey Kirst, the freshman. ERA up over 7 on the season. 3 balls, 1 strike to Bree Ryan. 2 runners in scoring position, no outs here. Quick start for the Coastal South Coyotes. Swung on a missed off-speed pitch there. Ryan actually got a piece of it. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Nonetheless, strike 2. The count's full with the base open at first. On deck, the dangerous hitter, it's Sydney Carpenter. A team-high 14 home runs this season. Fouled back into the netting. The at-bat continues to Ryan. Bree Ryan, the starting first baseman here in Game 1 this afternoon. Mentioned it's a beautiful day for softball, warm outside, mid-80s. As Ryan pokes another one foul. That would have been ball 4. Wind blowing out to left field. Mostly cloudy day and maybe a chance for a pop-up shower in the area. But right now, looking good. In fact, the sun is poking out of the clouds right now as we speak. Another payoff pitch. It's outside, ball 4. So Coastal South has opened the game with a double, a single, and now a walk. The bases are loaded. Still no outs. Sydney Carpenter, team leader in home runs this season. 14 homers on a .345 batting average. 44 RBIs. That also leads Coastal South. And her slugging percentage up over .720 on the season. A big RBI opportunity here for Carpenter. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Carpenter listed as a freshman from Renlap, Alabama. Big swing by Carpenter, fouls it off. And she's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. On base percentage just under .500 on the season for Carpenter. But again, the big number, 14 long balls this season. If she hits one right here, it's 4 runs for the Coyotes. 0-2 pitch. Popped high in the air, left center field, racing over the center fielder, making the grab for out number 1. Runners will tag. All 3 runners tag, and Coastal South is on the scoreboard.
Now then, number 16, Payson Hansen.
So it's sacrifice fly and an RBI for Sydney Carpenter. And the Coyotes lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us here on JockJive, again, this doubleheader was originally scheduled for Gadsden, Alabama this upcoming Saturday. It was moved to Bay Minette, Alabama earlier in the week. That is why the Coyotes are the visiting team on the scoreboard for both games this afternoon. The Coyotes will be the home team on the scoreboard tomorrow to wrap up the 2025 regular season schedule. A doubleheader tomorrow, 12 o'clock Central Time. Called strike to Payson Hansen, who's at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 2 runners in scoring position here. 1 run already home. This one driven to left field. Playable for the left fielder. Here comes the throw. It's going to be a close play. In time. No, the ball got away. Umpire says safe. And runners tag. Sacrifice fly and an RBI. And the Coyotes lead 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs here in the top of the first, but 2 runs home. Sacrifice fly for Payson Hansen. It was a close play at the plate. The catcher behind the plate just missed the tag. That was Gaddis. Thought the ball rolled away for a moment. Gaddis still had it in her glove, just could not get the tag on Gabby Miller, who scored. First pitch outside to Charlotte Laudinger. 2 runs off 2 hits. Runner at third here. And 2 away in the top of the first inning. A great start for the Coyotes. Final 4-game set of the regular season. Big swing by Laudinger. She fouls it off. Smaller crowd today on a Wednesday afternoon. Originally scheduled for Saturday on the road. Did not expect a large crowd today. Game 2 is scheduled for 5 o'clock Central later on today. We expect a bigger crowd for that one. People just getting off work. Class is ending. Line right to the third baseman, and Gadsden State gets out of the inning. But Coastal South on the board with 2 runs in the top of the first inning. We'll be right back here on JockJive. Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. You're watching JockJive, ACCC Softball for you. The final 4-game series of the 2025 regular season schedule, as it features Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South. Southpaw Anna Griggs in the circle for the Coyotes to start game 1. Bottom of the first inning, Coastal South just hit the scoreboard with 2 runs in the top of the first inning. As Griggs goes through her final warm-up tosses. David Haney with you today for both games. We'll be with you live tomorrow as well here from Bay Minette, Alabama. And that will be it for us here in Bay Minette for the 2025 season. Anna Griggs making her 11th start of the season, 27th appearance total. She's 5-6 from the circle with 2 complete games, including a no-hitter. She's thrown just over 74 innings of work, and her ERA sits at 3.30 on the year, third best on the team. Averages 3.5 strikeouts per 7 innings. First pitch, ground ball, diving Taylor Hunt from the belly and throws her out. Nice defensive play for Taylor Hunt at second base and retires the leadoff batter for Gadsden State. That was Johnson. Tinley Johnson grounds out to second on the very first pitch she sees. And it brings up the center fielder, Madison Allen. First pitch from Griggs. It's just high and away. Gadsden State this year has not been solid in the conference. They're 3-25 in the ACCC with a 14-36 overall record. They will not advance to postseason play, so these 2 games today and 2 games tomorrow will be it for the Cardinals. But again, the big number, 3-25 in the conference this season for the Cardinals. Grounded high chopper to the shortstop, Lottinger. Strong throw just in time. That is out number 2. 2 quick outs here for the Coyotes. Gadsden State trying to end their season on a high note with wins against Coastal South. They're riding a 10-game losing skid, so needing a win in the worst way are the Cardinals this afternoon. Meanwhile, Coastal South has lost 4 straight. Played a 4-game series against number 10 Wallace State Hanceville. Last weekend, lost all 4 games there to the 10th-ranked team in the country. Coastal South trying to end the regular season on a high note. They're sitting in 4th place currently, a tie for 4th place with 2 other teams. Top 6 teams go on to the softball championship tournament in the conference. Coastal South will be one of those 6 teams, just not sure exactly the seeding. So both teams riding losing streaks coming into this series. 4-game skid for Coastal South, 10-game losing streak for Gadsden State. All 4 games here this week will be played right here in Bay Minette, Alabama. 3-hole hitter for Gadsden State, Ava Ramsey. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramsey from Southside, Alabama, listed as a freshman, 5'7" freshman. And swung on and missed. There's a strikeout for Griggs. A 1-2-3 scoreless first for Coastal South, looking to add on to their 2-0 lead coming up after this.
Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Top of the second inning as Coastal South looks to add on to their early 2-0 lead here. 2 runs in the first. The Coyotes open the game with a double, single, walk, and a sacrifice fly. Later hit another sacrifice fly to extend the lead 2-0. Anna Griggs then tossed a 1-2-3 scoreless bottom half of the first. Reminder, Gadsden State, the home team across this doubleheader this afternoon. 7-8-9 due up here. Caroline Mathis leads things off for the Coyotes. Playing third base here for head coach Mallory Radrich. The 42nd game played for Mathis this season, her 89th at-bat. .284 hitter with 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs, 23 runs driven in. She pops this one up in the infield, playable for the second baseman who makes the one-handed grab. 1 away here. Abby Davis will step in. Outfielder from Tallahassee, Alabama. Abby Davis hitting .408 and 49 at-bats this season. Getting the start. Davis playing center field in this game. 3 extra base hits, all doubles this season for Davis, 11 RBIs. First plate appearance of the day against Gadsden State, called strike. Aubrey Kirst looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the second. This one driven to the gap. Left fielder comes racing in now. Diving grab by the left fielder for Gadsden State. Nice play there. That was Tinley Johnson out there and left for out number 2. Saved extra bases. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to split the gap, and then it just died in front of Johnson. And Johnson lays out to record out number 2. 9-hole hitter Malia Hale, the left fielder, comes to the plate. Hale drives one to the second base side of the field, but right to the second baseman, and that's a quick 1-2-3 inning here. Still 2-0 here on JockJive between Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. A nice warm day, mostly cloudy day, with a wind blowing out to left field here. Final 4 games of the regular season for both teams here. Hannah Griggs back in the circle for her second inning of work. A quick 1-2-3 scoreless first against the Cardinals. Reminder, Gadsden State has not had a solid year in the ACCC. 3-25 at the Cardinals conference record, 14-36 overall. They have lost 10 straight games. Meanwhile, Coastal Alabama South has lost 4 straight games. They're 500 in the conference, 14-14, with a 32-22 overall record. The Cardinals will have 4-5-6 due up. Leading off with Lainey Williams, freshman from Central Alabama. Griggs picked up 1 strikeout 1 inning ago. Her 1-2-3 bottom of the first. First pitch here is a check swing foul ball up the first base line. Coastal Alabama North Softball has officially completed their 2025 season. In fact, Coastal Alabama North, every team in Coastal Alabama North done with the 2025 season. Here in Coastal Alabama South and Bay Minette, baseball plays tomorrow and Saturday to wrap up the regular season. They will move on to play in the conference tournament next week, as will the Coyotes here. Coastal Alabama South Softball. This one lined right to the right fielder. Diving grab, cannot make the grab. And that's the first hit of the game for Gadsden State. Nice effort right there in right field by Gabby Miller. For a moment, it looked like he was in the glove, but came out as Miller hit the ground. A line drive base hit starts the bottom of the second inning here. Showing bunt, and that one's foul. Late call there by the home plate umpire. Wasn't sure if the ball touched the bat or not. Nonetheless, a foul ball and strike 1 to Clancy Bright. Bright playing second base in this one. Had a couple of plays 1/2 inning ago. Goes to Alabama South with 2 hits in this game already. 1 hit for Gadsden, following that line drive single to start the frame. Popped up shallow left field down the line. Racing in the left fielder who makes the grab. And that is out number 1. Malia Hale puts it away for the first out here in the bottom of the second. And it brings up Allie Croy. In addition to softball and baseball here in Coastal Alabama South, the Coastal South men's and women's tennis teams will play in the national tournament. Starting with women's tennis later on this weekend. Seeds will be drawn on Friday morning. Gabby Miller makes the play there for out number 2 on the first pitch down the line. That leadoff single stays put at first base.
Now batting number 28, Chloe Gaddis.
Catcher Chloe Gaddis will step in for her first plate appearance. A few Gadsden State fans in attendance as the Cardinals wrapping up their season here in Bay Minette, Alabama this week. First pitch called strike on the outer half. 0-1 to the catcher. On the season, Gadsden State a .314 hitting team with an on-base percentage at .386. Cardinals have slugged 21 home runs this season. They've scored 257 runs on the year in 50 games played. Meanwhile, Coastal South, 339 runs in 54 games played. Poked foul staying alive as Gaddis. Down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes here. You see that Cardinal logo on the scoreboard. Looks a lot like the Louisville Cardinal. NCAA Division I team. Swung on and missed. A strikeout for Anna Griggs, her second, and that ends the second inning. Leadoff single stranded by Gadsden State. The Cardinals still trail 2-0 as we go to the third.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Reminder, doubleheader today and a doubleheader tomorrow live on JockJive Sports. We thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. Hope you're having a great first half of your week. David Haney with you today and tomorrow. And both games today will be broadcasted on the same stream, so don't go anywhere following the conclusion of Game 1. Game 2 will start approximately 25 to 30 minutes following the action here in the first game. Top of the order starts the top of the third here for Coastal Alabama South. Taylor Hunt double to deep center field her first time. She steps in for her second plate appearance against Gadsden State starter Aubrey Kirst. Coming into this doubleheader, Taylor Hunt, a .359 hitter with 11 doubles. That extends to 12 doubles now on the season as she looks at ball one. On-base percentage for Hunt this season above 400 and 404. Looks at a strike there. Slugging .539 on the year as well. That's second best on the team with a minimum of 100 at-bats. 1-1 pitch to Hunt. Thought about it. Looks at strike two. Hunt made a great play defensively at second base back in the first inning as well. A diving effort where she threw the ball to first while she was still laying on the ground. There's the 1-2 pitch from Kirst. It's outside, swung on and missed. First strikeout of the game for Kirst, and that opens the top of the third inning. Gabby Miller with a hard-hit single to left field. Her first time, advanced to second on the throw-in from the center fielder. Miller swung on the first pitch back in the first. Weren't able to get to her numbers. A .347 hitter coming in with 1 double and a team-high 7 triples. No home runs yet for Gabby Miller. 29 RBIs. Showed bunt there, but bunted it foul for strike one. .84 degrees here in Bay Minette, Alabama. Located in Baldwin County. Off-speed pitch, just missed high for ball one. Seeing Gabby Miller play catcher. She's a utility player, but playing right field here in game one this afternoon for head coach Mallory Radwich. 2 balls, no strike, excuse me, 2 balls and 1 strike to Gabby Miller. Miller, a lot of speed from that left-handed batter's box. Grounded up the middle. Base hit for Gabby Miller. Her second hit of the game. She's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. That is the third hit of the game for the Coyotes. Brings up Bree Ryan playing first base. Bree Ryan worked a walk her first time. Grounds this one right to shortstop. Here's the throw, and it's in time. Gabby Miller does advance to second. She was off and moving on the pitch. So no chance at a double play there for Gadsden State. But on the first pitch, Ryan sees she grounds out for out number 2. Runner in scoring position with Sydney Carpenter at the plate. Carpenter, no official at bat. A sacrifice fly her first time. Drove in her 45th run of the season. That leads the Coastal South Coyotes on the year. Pops this one up on the first pitch. Playable for the second baseman, battling the sun just a bit, but she makes the play. And Coastal South strands a runner at second base. Bottom 3 coming up. Coyotes lead the Cardinals 2-0.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
If you're just joining us and you're thinking, oh my goodness, you're already in the bottom of the third inning. This game started at 3 o'clock. We started about 15 minutes early. It's 2-0 here. Coastal South pushed across 2 runs in the top of the first inning. It's been scoreless ever since. Again, the Coastal South Coyotes, the visiting team in both games today. This is a rescheduled doubleheader with a location change. It was originally scheduled for this upcoming Saturday in Gadsden, Alabama, but it was moved to Bay Minette here today. And the South Coyotes are the visiting team in Game 1 and Game 2, with Gadsden State being the home team. Anna Griggs, a couple of scoreless innings with a pair of strikeouts so far against the Cardinals. First pitch to start the bottom of the third inning is a ball outside. Barrett Sneed leads things off her first plate appearance. 8-9-1 due up here for the Cardinals. This one lined to right field, right to Gabby Miller. This time, Gabby Miller makes the play. Saw that exact same play 1 inning ago. The ball rattled in and out of the glove of Miller. This time, Miller makes the dive grab and holds on to it. Good way to start the bottom of the third inning. Laura Wood comes to the plate. Wearing number 21 in this one, I believe this is a different jersey for Wood. She's listed as number 4 on the official roster. Gadsden State. .edu, go Cardinals. Gadsden State. Nonetheless, Wood at the plate, a 5'2" freshman from Bluntsville, Alabama, fouls it off into the netting. The official stats page as well, Laura Wood is number 4 on that page, but again, wearing 21 today. A 172 hitter and 29 at-bats this season. Grounds this one to shortstop. Backhanded attempt by Lottinger, and she's unable to pick it up. Base runner here for the Cardinals with the top of the order coming to the plate. Tinley Johnson, a 342 hitter. Comes to the plate, 51 hits and 149 at-bats. 1 extra base hit, a double, with 24 runs driven in. Bats from the left side and looks at a strike. 0 for 1 in this one, however, is Johnson. Bats here with 1 out and a runner at first base, trailing 2-0. Chopped foul, quickly 0-2 to the leadoff batter for the Cardinals. Tomorrow's doubleheader will start approximately at 12 o'clock Central Time. There's a chance it will start about 10 minutes early. Seems to happen often here in Bay Minette. Like to get the action going as soon as the teams are warmed up. It's way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Defensive starting lineup, if you've not figured it out already. For the Coastal South Coyotes, Malia Hale, Abby Davis, Gabby Miller from left to right in the outfield. On the left side of the diamond, Caroline Mathis at third as this one's grounded right back to the circle. 1 out at second. Throws not in time at first. But the Coyotes do get the lead runner a fielder's choice. Score at 1-6 on their fielder's choice. Nice play by Anna Griggs off 1 hop. Back to the defensive starting lineup. Caroline Mathis, Charlotte Lottinger at third base and short. Taylor Hunt at second base. Bree Ryan at first. Behind the plate catching for starting pitcher Anna Griggs is Sydney Carpenter. Foul ball to start the at-bat for Gadsden State's Madison Allen. Allen, a .306 hitter coming in. 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run on the year. 1 pitch. Misses down for ball 1. Back to that previous play. Anna Griggs fielded that on 1 hop. Made a great throw to second with Lottinger covering to retire the lead runner. 2 outs on the board. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. The number 2 hitter in the lineup. Gadsden State led by head coach Ryan Clark. Coastal South led by head coach Mallory Radwich. Radwich eclipsed 400 career wins earlier this season. Chopped foul behind the plate. Counts even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're planning on joining us tomorrow on the broadcast, JockJive YouTube, I would tune in just a little bit earlier. Never know what time exactly these doubleheaders will start. Again, this one started about 15 minutes before the 3 o'clock hour. Grounded up the line, just foul. Past the outstretched glove of the third baseman Mathis. Counts still 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Coastal South pushed across 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning. The first 3 reached. Sydney Carpenter drove home the first run off a sacrifice fly to left center field. 2-2 pitch here from Anna Griggs. And called third strikeout of the game for Griggs. The 3rd straight time that Griggs has retired a Cardinal to end the inning. We'll be right back. You're watching Coastal Alabama South versus Gadsden State ACCC Softball on JockJive.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
This isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant.
Quick warm-ups for Gadsden State here. Just a couple of pitches thrown, and Payson Hansen will step in from the right side to lead off at the top of the 4th inning. Coyotes looking for insurance runs as we start the middle portion of this game. First pitch drops in there for strike 1. Aubrey Kirst back in the circle for her 4th inning of work. That pitch sails a bit, evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Payson Hansen an RBI, sacrifice fly back in the top of the 1st. So no official at bat for Hansen, who is the designated player in this one. Head the count, 2 balls and 1 strike now. You see some fans on the hill out there in deep center field. Beautiful ballpark to catch some softball here in Bay Minette, Alabama. And Kirst, after the first strike, down to the count, 3 balls and 1 strike now. Here's the 3-1 offering. Popped up right here at the press box. Just past us. And the count's full to the designated player. On deck, shortstop Charlotte Laudinger, who's 0 for 1 against Kirst. Payson Hansen, a .339 hitter coming into action today. Drives this one left center field, racing over the center fielder, makes the grab on a line for out number 1. Madison Allen makes the play. Well hit ball by Payson Hansen, hung up just a little bit too long, and it found the glove of Allen. Charlotte Laudinger will step in for her second plate appearance today. Launinger's .263 batting line with 25 RBIs, 50 games played, 118 at-bats. Called strike to start her second at-bat of the afternoon. On base percentage for Laudinger, .421. She's worked 13 walks and she's only struck out 14 times this season. Fouled back into the netting. Laudinger batting in the 6th hole for Coastal South here in Game 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the shortstop for the Coyotes. Wind still blowing out to left field. It's been blowing pretty consistently since first pitch as Laudinger stays alive. Fouls that one behind the first base dugout. First base dugout, the visiting team's dugout here in Bay Minette. Third base dugout full of Coyotes. Laudinger resets out of the box. Still a 1-2 count here to the shortstop for Coastal South. That one almost hit Laudinger. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So far, just 1 extra base hit for Coastal South. A leadoff double by Taylor Hunt back in the first inning. Kirst has thrown 50 pitches exactly, 33 for strikes. Laudinger fouls that one up the line. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout so far for Kirst. Again, 51 pitches, 34 for strikes. Meanwhile, Anna Griggs with just 2 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, has tossed 34 pitches, 25 for strikes. So Griggs has been outstanding so far from the circle for the Coyotes. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming to Laudinger. Check swing did not go around. Counts now full. On deck, Caroline Mathis, the third baseman, who's 0 for 1. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's inside, ball 4. A 1-out walk here for the Coastal South Coyotes brings up Mathis. Mathis looking for her first hit. Second walk of the game for Kirst. Mathis will step in. Popped up her first time. Bats here with 1 away and a runner at first base. Called strike to Mathis. Again, Coastal South sits in a tie for fourth place, in the current conference standings. 14-14 overall record in the conference for both Shelton State and Northwest Shoals, with Coastal Alabama also recording a 14-14 record. Calhoun Community College sits just outside of those 3. The top 6 move on. Wallace State Hansville is already in. Southern Union also in. They're down at first, not in time. And it looks like Snead State will be in as well. All Snead State needs to do is win 1 game and they're in. But between Coastal South, Shelton State, Northwest Shoals, and Calhoun, as this one's lifted down the line, foul territory. Nobody can get there. 4 teams are battling for 3 spots to move on to the conference tournament next week in Alabaster, Alabama. It's a 1-2 count here for Mathis, who's at the plate batting here with Lottinger on at first following a 1-out walk. Mathis hitting .284 coming into play today with 4 home runs, 5 doubles. Fouls this one behind the first base dugout. A lot of foul balls here for Caroline Mathis. Coastal South trying to snap a 4-game losing skid, took on the 10th-ranked team in the country last week in a 4-game series, lost all 4 games. That one in the dirt, good stop by the catcher behind the plate. Counts even 2 balls and 2 strikes with the runner at first. Lottinger thought about moving on to second, instead retreated back to the first base bag. Two-two pitch is driven to right center field. Racing over Allen, who makes the play in right center field gap. Mathis gave it a ride, but too high off the bat. And that is out number 2. Lottinger stays put at first base. Abby Davis, the batter here, as Coastal South in danger of leaving another runner on. The Coyotes have left at least 1 runner on every inning so far at the top of the 4th inning. This one driven to left field, hard hit ball, but right to the left fielder, and that is out number 3. Tough way to end the inning. A nice swing there by Davis. But the Coyotes strand another. It's 2-0. Bottom 4 coming up.
You see an empty field. We see a world-class tournament. We see an amazing wedding day. An empty stadium becomes a music festival. We see a blank canvas. We're the people who bring the biggest events to life. Discover event planning at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. David Haney on the call with you this afternoon for both games. This is game 1 of an afternoon doubleheader between Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South. Coastal South in the black uniforms. Gadsden State wearing their white uniforms with black pants and red accent. Anna Griggs back in the circle for her 4th inning of work, and why not? She's been outstanding so far for the Coyotes. 34 pitches, 25 for strikes, only 2 hits allowed and 3 strikeouts recorded. In fact, Griggs has ended each of the first 3 innings with a strikeout. 3-4-5 due up here for Gadsden State, looking for some offense. They've left a couple of runners on so far in this game, but no runs to show for it. Ground ball to short on the first pitch, fielded by Lottinger. Here's the throw across the diamond in time. 1 pitch and 1 out starts the bottom of the 4th inning. Williams the batter now. Lainey Williams, a 5'6" freshman. 0 for 1 so far. Correction, 1 for 1 against Griggs. One of the 2 hits. Popped up, foul territory. Nobody can get there. And that will go down to strike 1 to Williams. Williams smoked one to right field her first time. Diving effort by Gabby Miller went in and out of the glove. That was the first hit of the game for Gadsden State. Williams along with Wood, the 9-hole hitter. The 2 Cardinals with hits in this game. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the cleanup batter. Just misses outside for ball 1. Some of the Coyotes in the field thought that was strike 2. Two-run deficit, 2 runs back in the first inning for the Coyotes, and that's been all the offense so far here in Game 1. Grounded right back to the circle, fielded by Griggs. Throw over to first in time for out number 2. Seen a couple of nice plays defensively from Anna Griggs in the circle. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. Clancy Bright will step in, trying to keep the inning alive. Ohatchee, Alabama native. Bright, a .342 hitter and 38 at-bats this season coming into play. 4 extra base hits, all doubles, with 8 runs driven in. On-base percentage sitting just under .360. On the official roster, just 1 sophomore for Gadsden State. It's Hartley Rice, who's not played in this game so far. Every other player listed as a freshman, according to the Alabama Community College Conference website. 2 balls, no strikes here to Clancy Bright. Grounded to first, fielded by Ryan on a couple of hops. A 1-2-3 scoreless inning. 4 scoreless for Anna Griggs and Coastal Alabama South. The Coyotes looking to extend their 2-0 lead.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master a skill to land a job fast. And start your path to a career that pays. So what are you waiting for? Discover aviation at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Nine, 1, and 2 up here for the Coyotes. Malia Hale leads things off from the left side of the batter's box. Hale so far 0 for 1, starting in left field for the Coyotes here in Game 1. Both teams riding losing streaks coming into play. This is the final 4-game series of the regular season for both sides. Currently, Coastal South leads 2-0 over the Cardinals with 2 first-inning runs, and that was it. We've seen both sides leave runners on in each of the last 3 innings. No runs to speak of, however. Top of the 5th inning here with Hale leading things off. And that one hits Hale. Leadoff base runner for the Coyotes. Taylor Hunt comes to the plate, scored the game's first run following a deep double to center field back in the first. Struck out her last time, so she's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout swinging. Hunt bats here with Malia Hale on base. Malia Hale this season 2 for 4 on stolen base attempts. Bluffs a steal there, called strike to Hunt. So far this season, Coastal Alabama South has 69 stolen bases. The team has only been caught 14 times. Popped up, out of play, quickly down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes as the second baseman Taylor Hunt. Again coming into play, Taylor Hunt leads the Coastal South Coyotes with 169 at-bats on the year, 12 doubles. Pitch outside for ball 1, 1-2 the count. That was the same pitch that Taylor Hunt struck out swinging on her last AB. So she's made adjustments at the plate following her second at-bat of the game. Pokes this one foul, stays alive, 1-2. Malia Hale on it first following a leadoff hit by pitch. First hit by pitch of the game for either side. Game 1 of an afternoon doubleheader. Game 1 of a 4-game set between these two teams over the next 48 hours. Another pitch outside. 3 straight outside to Taylor Hunt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Aubrey Kirst trying to get Taylor Hunt to chase outside here. Here's the 2-2 offering. Grounded up the line. Hunt was all over that high inside pitch. Both Malia Hale and Taylor Hunt, sophomores, leaving the program at the end of the season. Several sophomores on the roster for head coach Mallory Radwich. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. Poked foul again. A long extended at-bat here by the leadoff batter in the Coastal South lineup. And time is called here as Taylor Hunt's going to have a word with her head coach Mallory Radwich. Gabby Miller waits on deck. She's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. A lot of speed from both Taylor Hunt and Gabby Miller. That's why they're at the top of the order. They also know how to get on base. Both players have an on-base percentage north of 400 on the year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here, the top of the 5th inning. If you're just joining us again, Coastal South, the visiting team today in both games due to this game originally scheduled to be played in Gadsden, Alabama. Not sure why there was a schedule change, but we got the alert earlier in the week that these 2 games were moved to Bay Minette on Wednesday, so Gadsden State, the home team in both games this afternoon. This one driven to left field, well hit, but right to the left fielder. We've seen a lot of those today for Coastal South, and that is out number 1. Gabby Miller comes to the plate. She's been a tough out so far for Gadsden. Miller 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a hard hit single up the middle her last time. First pitch to Miller. On base percentage at .465 coming into play. That has obviously raised with 2 hits. Stolen base there from Malia Hale. It was a close play at second. It was a ball to Miller, and Hale slides in safely. She's now 3 for 5 in stolen base attempts this season. That is the 70th stolen base of the year for Coastal Alabama South. And again, the Coyotes have only been caught 14 times this year, so an excellent running team are the Coyotes of Coastal South. 1-0 pitch to Miller. Poke to left field. Will it stay fair? Just foul. Misses the line. Home plate umpire right there on top of it. Counts now even 1 ball and 1 strike to Miller. Base hit here to the outfield will likely score Malia Hale as the Coyotes look for insurance runs here in game 1. Ground ball up the middle, deflected by the pitcher. And that will stay in the infield, keeps Malia Hale at third base. However, 3rd hit of the game for Gabby Miller, 3 singles. I don't think Gabby Miller would have been retired anyway, even if the ball did not deflect off the pitcher's glove. Again, Gabby Miller, a speedster from the left-handed batter's box. Now she's on base at first. Runners in the corners with just 1 out. Bree Ryan comes to the plate. Big RBI opportunity here for the Coyotes. Miller off and running. Throw down at third. Back in standing up is Hale. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position. Stolen base number 30 on the year for Gabby Miller. That leads the team by far. Second most on the team is 9. That's Taylor Hunt. Ryan fouls that one into the netting. Miller is now 30 for 35 in stolen base attempts this season. Responsible for almost half of the team's stolen bags this year. Again, 71 stolen bases this year for Coastal South, and Miller has 30 of them. This one to right field. That's down. Base hit for Ryan. Here comes Miller around from second. A 2-run single for Bree Ryan, and that extends the lead 4-0 here. Nice piece of hitting by Bree Ryan to go the opposite way. Finds the gap and lines a single. And no doubt Gabby Miller was going to be sent from second. 4-0 the score. Still just 1 out. First runs since the first inning here. Sydney Carpenter comes to the plate. Lifts this one high to left field, racing back to left fielder. That ball's going to carry off the scoreboard. It's gone. Home run for Sydney Carpenter, a 2-run shot, her team leading 15th bomb of the season. And Coastal South has opened things up here in the top of the 5th inning. A 2-run single for Bree Ryan and a 2-run home run by Sydney Carpenter. It's 6-0 Coyotes. Again, Carpenter, her 15th long ball of the season. She's now up to 3 RBIs in the game, 47 runs driven in on the year. New pitcher here for Gadsden State, so we'll step aside for a moment. It's 6-0 Coyotes rolling here in the 5th inning. Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. New pitcher to tell you about for Gadsden State. It's Marley Mosley, making her 14th appearance of the season. 2-3 from the circle this year, with a 1 start, 30 innings of work for Mosley. First pitch to Payson Hansen is in the dirt. ERA up over 12 on the season for Marley Mosley. She's playing the role of cleanup from out of the bullpen. A 4-run 5th inning so far for the Coyotes. Payson Hansen at the plate, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. A 2-run single from Bree Ryan, followed by a 2-run bomb by Sydney Carpenter, has opened things up here in the top of the 5th. Reminder, the NJCAA has a run rule, 8 runs after 5 innings. So if Coastal Alabama South can push across 2 more runs here, Gadsden State in danger of losing this game early. That pitch hits Hansen, the second hit by pitch of the frame here. This inning started with a hit by pitch to Malia Hale, who later scored on the 2-run single from Bree Ryan. Then Ryan came around to score on the 2-run home run that banged off the scoreboard and left by Sydney Carpenter. Charlotte Lottinger, who's over 1 with a walk, will step in. She walked her last time. Right down the middle for strike 1. If Lottinger can launch one here, again, it will push Coastal Alabama South up 8 runs. They will just need 3 outs in the bottom half of the 5th to end this game early. Another ball in the dirt. The second time we've seen a ball in the dirt from Mosley. Marley Mosley, a freshman from Logan, Alabama, listed at 5'5" on the official roster. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that misses high and away, apparently. Close pitch, nonetheless, a ball to Lottinger. Fans still filing in here in Bay Minette. We expect a bigger crowd for Game 2, Wednesday afternoon softball. Lined up the line, but foul off the bat of Lottinger. So far, 6 runs off 6 hits for the Coyotes. No errors. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Gadsden State. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Charlotte Lottinger. Pitch way outside. The count's now full with a runner at first. Still just 1 out on the board here. Final line for Aubrey Kirst, 4 1/3 innings of work, 6 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Another hard hit ball at the line, but foul. Kirst also allowed 6 hits. Finished with 80 pitches, 53 for strikes. She faced 22 batters. She is responsible for, correction, she's not responsible for that runner at first. Her day is officially done. 6 earned runs for Kirsten this one. Mosley hit the batter at first at the Payson Hansen. So that is Mosley's run. Payoff pitch. Line right to the third baseman. Nice play off a pick off the dirt, and they get the lead runner, Payson Hansen, at second. A 5-4 fielder's choice for out number 2. Looked for a moment like that ball was going to get by the third baseman, but a nice play to pick that off the dirt. Play was made by Laney Williams, the third baseman, for out number 2. Called strike. Coastal South looking to extend their 6-0 lead here. Batter is Caroline Mathis, who's 0 for 2 in this one. Mathis grounds it. Another nice pick there. In time at first. Williams with a couple of nice plays at third base, but the damage has been done here. A 4-run top of the 5th, highlighted by a 2-run home run off the scoreboard by Sydney Carpenter. Coastal South looking to end this game early at 6-0 here in Bay Minette.
Discover pastry baking at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Now pitching for the Yotes, number 21, Sam Daniels.
New pitcher to tell you about for Coastal Alabama South. It's the freshman Sam Daniels, making her 27th appearance of the season. She's 7-5 from the circle this year with 3 complete games. 80 1/3 innings of work this year with a 3.14 ERA. That is the best on the team. Averages just under 3.5 strikeouts per 7 innings. So Sam Daniels relieves Anna Griggs, who did nothing but toss 4 innings of scoreless ball, allowed just 2 hits and 3 strikeouts for Griggs. She is in line for the win, with the Coyotes leading 6-0 here. First pitch was fouled up the line. 6, 7, 8 due up here, with Croy leading things off for Gadsden State. Allie Croy so far 0 for 1. Pitch catches the outside part of the zone. Strike 2 to the Lyerly Georgia native. Gadsden State being out-hit 6-2. All 6 runs off the 6 hits have scored for Coastal South. Line to shortstop. Lottinger attempted the backhand. Tough play there. A hard hit ball. We'll see if that goes down as an error or a single. Likely a single off the bat of Croy, but we'll see. Nonetheless, leadoff base runner for the Cardinals. Chloe Gaddis 0 for 1, the Southside Alabama native. She will step in following the leadoff single. Pitch just missed the zone outside for ball 1. Does go down as an error on Lottinger. Official score calls that an error following the hard hit single, or hard hit ground ball rather. So still just 2 hits in the game for Gadsden State. 1-1 the count to Chloe Gaddis. Starting catcher in this one for the Cardinals. Off-speed pitch just outside. Runner stays put after that ball got away from the catcher Carpenter for just a moment. Appreciate you sticking around with us on your Wednesday afternoon. Tune in for Game 2 following this one. Final regular season games of the 2025 season today and tomorrow. Doubleheaders on both days. This is Game 1 of an afternoon doubleheader between Coastal South and Gadsden State. And the first two have reached against Sam Daniels here to start the bottom of the 5th inning. It's exactly what Gadsden State needs following the pitching change. You might be wondering why make a pitching change with Anna Griggs dealing, but just in case Game 2 gets out of hand, you can bring Anna Griggs in. Bunt attempt goes foul, hard hit bunt attempt right up the first base line. Barrett Sneed, the batter, getting her instructions now from her head coach. Ryan Clark at third base. An error on the shortstop and a walk has started the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Daniels have walked 32 batters this season in her 80 innings of work. She has struck out 38 batters on the year. There's a strike right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Still looking for the first out of the inning with 2 aboard here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to answer a 4-run 5th inning from Coastal South. Best opportunity to score so far in this game for Gadsden State right here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anna Griggs threw 41 pitches in this game, 29 for strikes. Faced 14 batters again, 4 scoreless innings. Allowed just 2 hits and picked up 3 strikeouts. Excellent performance from the southpaw for Coastal South. So far, Daniels at 13 pitches. This one to third off the glove. And that rolls to left field. Runners will stay put. The bases are loaded and no outs. That will likely be the second error of the inning. Coastal South did not commit an error in any of the 4 innings prior. They've committed 2 errors here. And the bases are full of Cardinals. Norwood check swing does not go around. Does go down as an E5, so a couple of errors here for Coastal Alabama South. And the Cardinals are threatening the Coyotes. And their 6-0 lead. Time is called. Daniels does not look like she's extremely accurate right now. Daniels has thrown 15 pitches, only 6 for strikes. An error by the shortstop started the inning, then a walk, and then an error by the third baseman. And that's where we're at with no outs, bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th. Coyotes pushed across 4 insurance runs 1/2 inning ago. And now Gadsden State trying to respond here. 2 balls, no strikes to the 9-hole hitter Wood. It's way outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Daniels just cannot find the strike zone early on in her appearance. That's going to bring head coach Mallory Radwich out from the dugouts. Again, Anna Griggs was dealing 4 scoreless innings, just 2 hits allowed, 3 strikeouts, through under 45 pitches. Pitching change to start the 5th, and now Gadsden State threatening the Coyotes here. Meeting was with the entire infield here. The ball thrown right here, and as a run for Gadsden State. Bases are loaded, a 3-0 count to the 9-hole hitter Laura Wood. Couple of errors have not helped the cause at all for the Coyotes. And there's a strike. Automatic take there from Wood. Top of the order waits on deck. Popped up in the infield, out of play. And following that meeting in the circle, 2 strikes from Daniels. Coastal South needs these games. Again, it's not 100% that the team is going to play in the postseason. Popped up infield again. Infield fly was called. That is out number 1. That is a big out number 1 for the Coyotes. An infield fly brings up the top of the order with just 1 out. Tinley Johnson 0 for 2. A lot of speed from the left side here for the Cardinals. Pitch outside for ball 1. Tough to tell if there's any action in either bullpen here at the Coastal Alabama Softball Complex. 1-0 pitch to Johnson. Ground ball up the middle. Tough play for Lottinger. It gets by Lottinger into the outfield. Gadsden State on the board. An RBI single for Johnson. Her first hit. And that cuts into the deficit. Bases remain loaded following the RBI knock by Johnson. And it brings up Madison Allen. Center fielder who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Big RBI opportunity here for Madison Allen to continue cutting into the Coastal South lead. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Thought for a moment on that last play Lottinger was going to get a glove on the ball, field it in the infield. However, it would have been a tough play at first nonetheless with Johnson running. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Still just 2 hits in the game for Gadsden State. In fact, Gadsden State does not have a hit this inning. Errors and walks have come back to haunt the Coyotes. Popped up, foul territory, play a ball, and that is out number 2. Another big out for Coastal South. Bases remain loaded following the pop-up off the bat of Madison Allen. Ava Ramsey now, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Trying to keep the inning alive. Bats from the left side. First pitch to Ramsey outside. Ball 1. Pop-ups have helped Coastal South here. However, again, errors and walks have not helped the cause at all. Gadsden State's able to score a run here in the bottom of the 5th. Called strike to Ramsey. Have to be careful with Ramsey. Team high 11 doubles on the season. A .341 hitter coming into play. Loaded up for that one, did not swing, and that is strike 2. Ramsey with 15 RBIs in the season. 30 walks and 24 strikeouts. Her 30 walks also a team best. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramsey's a 3-hole hitter in game 1 here. 5-run lead for Coastal South over Gadsden State. Here's the 2-2 offering. In the dirt, nice stop by Carpenter behind the plate, and the count's now full. Nowhere to put Ramsey, as Daniels needs a strike right here. Again, Ramsey has a good eye for the strike zone. 30 walks. That is a team high for Gadsden this season. Payoff pitch popped up. Out of play behind the fans here. Abby Payne, who's not in the lineup for Gadsden State, second most on the team and walked with 18. Payoff pitch again from Daniels. Driven to deep left center field, racing over. Left fielder's there. Malia Hale makes the play. And Gadsden State leaves the bases loaded. They do add a run. It's 6-1 as we go to the 6th inning here from Bay Minette.
Played some travel ball. You've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama on JockJive Sports YouTube. Again, thank you for joining us on your Wednesday, a rare Wednesday doubleheader in the ACCC. Coastal South hosts Gadsden State, although the Coyotes are the visiting team on the scoreboard for this one. Coyotes will be the home team across both games played tomorrow, the final 4-game series for both sides during the regular season. Top of the 6th inning as Abby Davis leads things off. 8-9-1 due up here for the Coyotes. Davis today 0 for 2. Taking on Marley Mosley, who checked in last inning after Coastal South scored 4 runs in the top of the 5th. Gadsden State did answer back with a single run back in the bottom of the 5th. 6-1 the score here as we start the 6th inning. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Coastal Alabama just launched brand new fullback logos in honor of 60 years. Check those out on the Coastal Alabama Facebook, Instagram pages. Next year, a lot of teams will be wearing throwback uniforms. Again, in honor of 60 years, Coastal Alabama fullback design was officially launched last week. It is a great look. Excited about the brand new uniforms next season as well. That's for both Coastal Alabama South and North campuses. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Davis. Way outside, that is ball 4. Leadoff base runner for the Coyotes. Third walk of the game for the Coyotes. First for Davis. And for Mosley, that is her 32nd walk issued this season. Leah Hale now 0 for 1 with a run scored. Bats from the left side. Hale was hit by a pitcher last time. And she looks at a strike on the outside half of the plate to start her 3rd at-bat of the game. Top of the order on deck for the Coyotes. If Coastal Alabama can score 3 runs here, they will need just 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Another strike to Hale. Malia Hale's made a couple of nice plays in left field. In fact, to end the bottom of the 5th with the bases loaded, looked like that ball was going to get to the warning track. Hale ran it down to end the inning. Grounded up the line, just foul. Malia Hale, a sophomore, playing her final home games this week. From Columbiana, Alabama. She'll become a high school graduate a couple of years ago. If you've not caught a game here in Bay Minette, tomorrow is your last day to do so. Final home games of the 2025 campaign tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Time, a doubleheader at 12. It will be broadcasted live on JockJive Sports as well. With ball, 2 strikes here to Malia Hale. Pitch in the dirt, nice stop. Throw down to second, not in time. And Abby Davis slides in safely. As soon as that ball hit the dirt, Davis was off and running. So a wild pitch advances Davis into scoring position. Davis was a little slow to get up. Seems like she's okay. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Malia Hale. RBI opportunity here for Hale. And that one misses high. Full count to the 9-hole hitter with on deck Taylor Hunt. Top of the order. Waits on deck behind Hunt, Gabby Miller, who's 3 for 3 with a pair of runs scored. Payoff pitch on the way. It's high for ball 4. The first 2 have reached here to start the 6th. And it brings up Taylor Hunt. Taylor Hunt doubled to deep center field her first time today. Later scored on a sacrifice fly that inning. She's 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a run scored. Hunt has a lot of speed. She might lay down a bunt here, not sure. With 2 runners on and no outs. Does not show bunt. Pulls back for ball 1. Hunt with 12 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs on the year. Second on the team in RBIs with 43. RBI opportunity right here for the second baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2. Again, Gabby Miller waits on deck. She's 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 runs scored. Time called by head coach Mallory Radwich. She's going to have a conversation with Taylor Hunt. We actually might have a pinch runner here for the Coyotes. Remember the run rule, 8 runs after 5 innings. We will have a pinch runner. Grace Langston will run at second base for Abby Davis. And that's going to bring a pitching change as well. So a pitching change here with 2 on, no outs in the top of the 6th inning. Will step aside. Pitching change for Gadsden State in the middle of that bat to Taylor Hunt. 2 balls, no strikes as Kirby Weisner inherits the 2-0 count with 2 runners on base to start the top of the 6th inning. Hunt lines one to center field, but right to the shortstop. Back in safely is the pinch runner, Grace Langston. Good base running there by Langston to freeze on the line drive. And that is out number 1. Big out there for the Cardinals, trying to limit the damage. Gabby Miller has been a hard out all afternoon for the Cardinals. 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 runs scored. And an RBI opportunity here with 2 runners on and just 1 out. First pitch to Miller's outside for ball 1. Looked for a moment that ball was going to find the center field area off the bat of Taylor Hunt. Instead, the shortstop Wood ran it down for the line drive out. Off-speed pitch. Good take there by Miller. 2 balls, no strikes here. Mosley's day is done after 2/3 of an inning. 2 walks. She's responsible for both runs on base right now here in the top of the 6th inning. Third pitcher used for the Gadsden State Cardinals this afternoon. Called strike to Miller. All 3 singles for Gabby Miller have been hit to center field this afternoon. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High chopper past the circle, off the glove, and Gabby Miller for the 4th time has reached on a base hit. Second straight time that Miller has reached base off an infield single off the pitcher's glove. High chopper loads the bases. Bree Ryan comes to the plate. Ryan's 1 for 2 with a run scored and a pair of RBIs. Also has walked in this game. She's had a nice afternoon against the Cardinals pitching staff. Here's the first pitch to Ryan. And that's a called strike. A 2-run single to the opposite field her last time up. That started the 4-run 5th inning 1 inning ago. The ball to the outfield, and Ryan will likely drive in 2 more runs. 0 for 1. Off-speed pitch misses down for ball 1. Coastal South trying to end this game early. Again, they do have to record 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th if they push across 3 runs here. Pitch way outside, yanked by Weisner. Good hitters count for a good hitter at the plate. 2-run home run from Sydney Carpenter. She waits on deck. Back-to-back great hitters who've had nice afternoons against Gadsden State today. Check swing did not go around. Oh, called strike. Thought that ball was down. Coastal South fans and head coach Mallory Radwich agree. Nonetheless, the count's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bree Ryan. Ryan looking to add on to her RBI total today. Lined up the middle. Past the second baseman. Here comes 1 run. Another one around second. And in home from third is Malia Hale. Bree Ryan with another 2-run single. And it's 8-1. 4 RBIs today for Bree Ryan. Gabby Miller around second, reaches third safely. Back-to-back innings where Bree Ryan has recorded a 2-run single. Sydney Carpenter, a 2-run home run 1 inning ago as well. And she has an opportunity here. Looks like we're going to have another pinch runner over at first base. 7-run lead here for the Coyotes. We'll see who head coach Mallory Radwich brings out from the dugout. Looks like it's going to be Caitlin Bentley. Bentley will run for Bree Ryan at first. Ryan with 4 RBIs off 2 singles in back-to-back innings here. Currently 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored to go along with her 4 RBI day. Bentley will run for Ryan. And Sydney Carpenter, who's 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs already, has another chance to add on right here. Homered off the scoreboard back in the 5th inning. A 2-run shot for Carpenter, her team-leading 15th bomb of the season. Takes a strike there. Stolen base for Bentley. So 2 runners in scoring position. If Coastal South can push across Gabby Miller from third base, they will be out front by 8 runs and will need just 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th to end this game early. Pitch inside. Base open at first base. If Gadsden State wants to pitch around Carpenter here. Again, Carpenter with 15 home runs this season. A team best 47 RBIs. Carpenter looks at another ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Weiser might be pitching around Carpenter here now with the base open at first. On deck, Payson Hansen, who's 0 for 1 with an RBI. Ground ball to short. Here comes Miller from third. That is another RBI for Carpenter. And the runner will be out at third, and that will end the inning. Run does count. It's 9-1. And Coastal South need just 3 outs to end this game early. Bottom 6 coming up on JockJive.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the 6th inning upcoming here. If Coastal Alabama South can record 3 outs without allowing a run here against Gadsden State, the game will be called early due to the NJCAA run rule. Coyotes pushed across 4 runs in the 5th, 3 runs here in the 6th. And Gadsden State will lead things off here. 4, 5, 6 due up. Middle of the order for the Gadsden State Cardinals, trying to keep this game rolling. Gadsden State needs at least 1 run to push this game to the 7th. First pitch from Sam Daniels back in the circle for her 2nd inning of work is outside for ball 1. Daniels had a rough 5th inning, did allow just 1 run. Stranded the bases loaded, however. Daniels threw 31 pitches. There's a leadoff single. 2nd hit of the game for Williams. If Williams can come around from first to score, the game will go to the 7th inning. Clancy Bright, who's 0 for 2, will bat with the leadoff runner at first base. Just the 3rd hit of the game for Gadsden State. Popped up, shallow left field, racing in. Malia Hale, she cannot get there. Back-to-back hits open the bottom of the 6th inning. A bloop single off the bat on the first pitch of Bright, and it brings up Croy. Allie Croy, who is 0 for 2 with a run scored. As Gadsden State again trying to score just at least 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th inning to have a chance in the 7th. First pitch lifted, right center field, racing over Gabby Miller. Instead, the center fielder will make the play, and runners will stay put. That is out number 1. That is Grace Langston out there in center field. She stayed in the game. Bree Ryan also came back into the game to play first base. She was pinch ran for the last half inning. So Coastal South 2 outs away from a win here in the 6th inning. They can keep Gadsden State off the scoreboard. Called strike. Gaddis thought that pitch was inside. Instead, it was a called strike from the home plate umpire. 2-man umpire crew for today's action and tomorrow's action. Foul back right here near us. And that is strike 2. Just off the top of the net. If that ball did not hit the net, it's probably hitting one of these windows. Coastal South has scored 7 runs in each of the last 2 innings. A 9-1 deficit here for Gadsden State. Picked. Flip over to third in time for out number 2. For a moment there, it looked like Mathis did not know what to do with the ball. Instead, the shortstop Lottinger was covering the bag, and that is out number 2 to retire the lead runner. A 5-6 fielder's choice. You don't see that every day. A 5-6 fielder's choice in the scorebook. And the Coyotes are 1 out away from a run roll win over Gadsden State. Coyotes looking promising. They're going to snap the 4-game skid. Meanwhile, Gadsden State's going to drop their 11th straight game. Lifted to right center field, racing over Gabby Miller. That should do it. And out number 3. That is your ball game due to the run roll. The 7 runs scored across the 5th and the 6th innings does the trick for Coastal Alabama South. We'll step aside for a moment, bring you the first game statistics. Game 2 coming up in about 25 minutes. We'll be back with the first game statistics in this 9-1 win for Coastal Alabama South.
Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
A run rule victory here for Coastal Alabama South in the 6th inning. 9-1 the final score. The line score, 9 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Coyotes. 4 hits, no errors for Gadsden State, as Gadsden State drops their 11th straight game. Meanwhile, Coastal Alabama South snaps a 4-game slide, improving to 33-22 on the year. Gadsden State, meanwhile, falls back to 3-26 in the conference, 14-37 overall on the year. How it happened, Coastal South easily dispatched the Cardinals, 9-1 thanks to 7 runs across the 5th and 6th innings. Coastal South opened the scoring back in the 1st thanks to 2 sacrifice flies. Sidney Carpenter eventually finished the game with 4 RBIs along with Bree Ryan. Carpenter hit her team-leading 15th home run of the game, of the season. A 2-run shot back in the 5th. Again, Carpenter was on fire all day long with 4 RBIs. Bree Ryan came up with 2 2-run singles in this game. And Anna Griggs earned the win from the circle. She opened the game tossing 4 scoreless innings, just 2 hits allowed and 3 strikeouts. So that's your final in Game 1, 9-1. Coastal Alabama South wins it over Gadsden State. We will step aside for a moment. Join us back here on JockJive Sports YouTube for Game 2 in approximately 25 minutes. You're watching JockJive Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back. David Haney saying see you then. Game 2 coming up shortly.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable together. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
You're watching JockJive Sports. David Haney with you this afternoon. Game 1 just wrapped up. 9-1 the final in 6 innings. Coastal Alabama South snapped a 4-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Gadsden State saw their 11th straight loss following that run rule win for Coastal Alabama South earlier. Game 2 starting in about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Don't go anywhere. A doubleheader tomorrow as well. Live on JockJive. We thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
You've started this journey by yourself.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
ACCC Softball for you on your Wednesday afternoon. We're set to begin game number 2 between Gadsden State out of Gadsden, Alabama, and the Coastal Alabama South softball team in Bay Minette, Alabama. Coastal Alabama South took game 1 9-1 in 6 innings, a run rule victory for the Coyotes, who scored 7 runs across both the 5th and 6th innings to seal the deal. Again, a 9-1 victory. The Coyotes scored 2 runs in the first inning, later scored 4 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th, holding the Gadsden Cardinals to just 1 run in the game. So again, set to begin game 2. You see the umpires will step aside again for a moment and bring you the action live as Coastal Alabama South looks for the 2-game sweep today on your Wednesday.
4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
The Cardinals of Gadsden State have taken the field. We're set to begin game number 2 on your Wednesday afternoon on JockJive Sports. David Haney with you today. We'll be live with you on JockJive tomorrow as well. The doubleheader to conclude the 2025 regular season portion of the schedule at 12 o'clock Central Time right here in Bay Minette, Alabama. If you're just joining us and wondering why the visiting team is the home team, it's because this doubleheader was originally scheduled for this upcoming Saturday in Gadsden, Alabama. However, it was moved to Bay Minette on Wednesday, which is today, and Gadsden State is the home team for both teams. Coastal Alabama South will be the home team for both games tomorrow, and then that's it. No more home games here in Bay Minette for the remainder of the year. Postseason play awaits at least Coastal Alabama South. Gadsden State has been eliminated from postseason contention, and Coastal Alabama South, although 15-14 in the conference, there's still a chance the Coyotes will not be playing postseason action at the end of the year. 4 teams are battling for 3 spots currently in the ACCC. Taylor Hunt leads things off here for Coastal Alabama South. She led off game 1 earlier today with a hard-hit double to deep center field, later scored the game's first run. Called strike on the outside half of the plate. Wide strike zone for the home plate umpire. 2-man umpire crew between these 2 conference foes. 0-2 count to the second baseman, Taylor Hunt. Pitch well off the plate there for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count as we begin game 2. Again, if you're just joining us, a 9-1 victory for Coastal Alabama South in 6 innings to begin the action. Just 3 regular season games remain. Strikeout there to start the inning and start the game for Gadsden State. Carly Crocker, a freshman, making her 27th appearance of the season. She's 3-7 from the circle, 105 and in 3rd innings of work. An ERA, best on the team, 5.58 on the year. She averages just under 3 strikeouts per 7 innings. Starts the game with a strikeout here against the Coyotes. Gabby Miller was 4 for 4 with 4 singles earlier in game 1. She bats here from the left side. Coastal Alabama South as Miller fouls that one away. 33-22 on the season, 15-14 in the conference. Gadsden State, meanwhile, 3-26 in the conference, 14-37. Again, they will play this game and 2 games tomorrow, and their 2025 campaign will come to a close. Coastal Alabama still one of 4 teams battling to get into the conference tournament next week in Alabaster, Alabama. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Gabby Miller. Taylor Hunt struck out swinging to open game 2 here in the top of the first. Beautiful day for softball. It's been mostly cloudy with the sun poking out every now and then. Mid-80s, check swing foul ball up the line. The wind was blowing much harder in the first game this afternoon. It's died down just a bit here as we approach the 5 o'clock hour Central Time. Still a relatively small crowd today. These 2 games were originally scheduled to be played in Gadsden, Alabama. We expect a bigger crowd tomorrow and the home finale for the Coastal South Coyotes. Ground ball to third, fielded on 1 hop. A long throw in time, and for the first time in this series, Gadsden State has retired Gabby Miller. 5-3 ground out for out number 2. And Bree Ryan, who had a nice game 1, will step in to try to keep this inning rolling. Bree Ryan was 2 for 3 with a walk and 4 RBIs. Had a 2-run single in the 5th and a 2-run single in the 6th. Big game for Ryan. Looks at a ball in the dirt there to start her first at-bat of game 2. Coming into this doubleheader, Bree Ryan hitting .429 with 24 RBIs. She's now hitting above .430 with 28 ribbies. Looks at a strike there. Again, the starting pitcher for Gadsden State is Carly Crocker. A team best ERA, 5.58 on the year. Looking for a 1-2-3 scoreless top of the first. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Ryan. When the wind does blow, it's been blowing out to left field for the most part this afternoon. So you see that American flag on the right side of your screen. 3 balls, 1 strike on deck is Sydney Carpenter. She had a big game 1 as well. Carpenter homered off the scoreboard, also recorded 4 RBIs. That is ball 4, a 2-out walk. And Coastal South has their first base runner. Brings up Carpenter. Again, Carpenter hit one off the scoreboard back in the 5th inning of game 1 earlier this afternoon. Finished her day with 4 RBIs. She leads the team with 15 home runs and 48 RBIs on the season. She also leads the team in slugging percentage, up over .740 on the year. First pitch to Carpenter is a strike as Bree Ryan gets her lead at first. Relatively the same lineup for head coach Mallory Radwich and Coastal South as Carpenter fouls that one into the net. Kaylin Parker is in the lineup. She's on deck. She did not play in game 1, along with Riley Bennett. Bennett, a freshman, did not play in game 1 either. A 2 pitch driven to deep right center field, racing back the center fielder near the warning track, but they make the play, and the Cardinals strand a 2-out walk Top of the first comes to a close, live from Coastal Alabama Community College. We'll be right back on JockJive Sports.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. Home to the Coastal Alabama South Coyotes. Bottom of the first inning. Sam Daniels will get the start here in Game 2. Daniels appeared in Game 1 earlier this afternoon, finished out the game with 2 innings of work. Anna Griggs got the win, 4 innings of scoreless work against the Cardinals. 2 hits allowed, 3 strikeouts. Daniels allowed that lone run to score back in the 5th of Game 1 against Gadsden State. But Gadsden State will lead things off here with Johnson, who had a 1-for-3 performance against Coastal South in Game 1. She fouls back the first one. Tenley Johnson hitting .342 coming into play today. So Daniels gets a start on the rubber. A little bit of a defensive change on the lineup for Coastal South. Gabby Miller, who was in right field in Game 1, is behind the plate catching for Daniels here in Game 2. Ground ball to second. Taylor Hunt will field it. And an easy out, number 1 for the Coyotes. From left to right in the outfield, Malia Hale, Abby Davis, and Riley Bennett, who's getting the start here in Game 2. Kaylin Parker will start at third. Charlotte Lottinger at short. Taylor Hunt, who we just mentioned, at second base. Bree Ryan at first. Again, Gabby Miller catching. And Sam Daniels, the starting pitcher. This one lined to left center field. A base hit for Gadsden State. First hit of the game. So Clancy Bright moves up in the lineup from Game 1 and lines a single to the gap. A 1-out single in the bottom of the first. First pitch, a called strike there. Ava Ramsey at the plate for the Cardinals. Ramsey, a .341 hitter, a team-high 31 walks this season. Chases one there for strike 2. Clancy Bright does not have a stolen base attempt this season. Here's the 0-2 offering. Off-speed pitch line to the right center field gap. Back-to-back singles here for the Cardinals. And Gadsden State's in business. 2 on, just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Gadsden State only recorded 3 hits in Game 1 earlier this afternoon. They're up to 2 hits already here in the first. With the cleanup batter come to the plate, Lainey Williams. Williams with 4 home runs this season, 33 RBIs. Also hitting .341 coming into play today. First pitch to Williams was outside for ball 1. So back-to-back hard-hit singles with 1 out in the bottom of the first. And again, the Cardinals are in business against Sam Daniels and Coastal South. If you're Coastal Alabama South, you need every win you can get from here until tomorrow. 4 teams are battling for 3 spots in the upcoming ACCC Softball Championship Tournament. Coyotes currently sit tied for 4. That's off the bag and fair. Here comes Gadsden State. And the Cardinals are on the scoreboard first. First lead of the 4-game series for Gadsden State. 3 straight singles here for the Cardinals. That ball was smoked and bounced off the third base bag. It will bring up Rachel McCown of Gadsden State. McCown did not play in Game 1. She's a .306 hitter, 36 at-bats to her name this season. This will be her 20th game played, and she bats here with 2 on, 1 run already home. Might be a short outing today for Sam Daniels here in Game 2, since Daniels appeared in Game 1 as well. Again, finished out the game with 2 innings of work. There was traffic on the bases against Daniels in Game 1. And that's the same here in Game 2 so far. 3 straight singles for the Cardinals following the first out. Just 1 sophomore on the official roster for Gadsden State. Every other player freshman. Called strike there to McCown. Hartley Rice is the lone sophomore. She's appeared in 41 games, 133 at-bats. However, she's not in the lineup here in Game 2 and was not in the lineup in Game 1. It's been nothing but freshmen for the Gadsden State Cardinals. This one a shallow fly ball to right field, playable, and that is out number 2. Riley Bennett makes the play for out number 2. Runners hold. Again, the Cardinals have their first lead of the series following an RBI single from Williams over at first base. For a pitch in there for a strike. Ava Croy at the plate. Allie Croy at the plate. 280 hitter coming into play. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, and 2 on here. Allie Croy listed as a utility player with 8 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs. That shares the team lead with 5 home runs. Pops this one high, foul territory, racing over the left fielder, Malia Hale, and she makes the play for out number 3. But the Cardinals are on the board first here in game number 2. A RBI single by Lainey Williams. It's 1-0 Gadsden State.
Think you need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master a skill to land a job fast. And start your path to a career that pays. So what are you waiting for? Discover aviation at Coastal Alabama Community College.
You can follow Coastal Alabama Athletics on social media, both South and North. Coastal Alabama South Athletics on Instagram, Facebook, and X, along with Coastal Alabama North Athletics on Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. Keep up with all the events happening, scores, updates, etc. Players coming in and players signing with 4-year programs. You can also visit Coastal Alabama South Athletics website and Coastal Alabama North Athletic website. Kaylin Parker leads things off, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Coyotes, trying to answer the 1-run first inning for the Cardinals. A run in the bottom of the first, 3 straight singles with 1 out on the board gives Gadsden State the early lead. Kaylin Parker did not appear in Game 1. She has played 43 games this season, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs, a .301 hitter entering play this afternoon. First pitch, a strike to start the second inning. And again, if you're just joining us, Coastal Alabama, the visiting team on the scoreboard for the doubleheader today, will be the home team on the scoreboard tomorrow to close out the regular season. Ground ball to short, diving effort, stopped. Here's a throw, it's not in time, an infield single for Parker. 42nd hit of the year for Kaylin Parker. And a good start to the second inning for Coastal Alabama. Charlotte Lottinger will step in. Lottinger starting at shortstop for the second time today. Gets her signs from head coach Mallory Radwich. Parker is 7 for 9 in stolen base attempts this season. Bluffs a steal there. No strike call to Lottinger. Carly Crocker looked like she was wanting that pitch for a strike. Umpire says it was a ball. Again, a smaller crowd this Wednesday. Expecting a bigger crowd tomorrow for the final 2 home games of the season. Dropped in fair territory. That will allow 2 runners on to start the second inning. Good base running there by Kaylin Parker. Saw that the ball was dropped by the first baseman in fair territory. That will go down likely as an E3. It might go down as a single. We'll see what our official score gives. Nonetheless, the first 2 have reached to start the top of the second inning. Abby Davis steps in for her first plate appearance here in Game 2. She got the start in Game 1 earlier. Playing center field both games. Inside pitch to Davis. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 runners on here. Wind starting to pick up to left field again. Davis steps in. Here's the pitch. Fouled back into the netting. Home plate umpire tried to make that play off the netting. Was unable to do so. So a tying run at second base. Go ahead run at first early on here in game number 2. Gadsden State just 3 conference wins this season. 27 conference losses. They are riding an 11-game losing skid. This one line to the gap. That's going to go down. Runners had to hold up for a moment. And head coach Mallory Radwich will hold Kaylin Parker at third. 3 straight have reached to open the second inning. The bases are loaded. And Malia Hale will be the batter. Hale reached base a couple of times in game 1. Will bat from the left side here. Parker did not get a good read off the bat as that ball split the gap in right center field. Likely would have scored if she read it better. However, the bases are loaded with no outs. No risking throwing a runner out at home plate with no outs on the board. Tying run now at third base. Go ahead run at second here. Leah Hale gets a piece, fouls it off into the trees. Tomorrow's doubleheader scheduled for 12 o'clock Central Time. 2 games. Again, if you've not caught softball here in Bay Minette, Alabama, come out and take in the final games of the regular season between Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South. Or if you're unable to join us here in Bay Minette, come and join us on YouTube, JockJive Sports YouTube channel, Gadsden State versus Coastal South, to wrap up the 2025 regular season. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Malia Hale. It's high and away. Ball 3. Nowhere to put Hale. As Crocker needs a strike right here. Three balls, 1 strike. The lefty Hale at the plates. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. The count's now full. On deck is Riley Bennett. It'll be Bennett's first plate appearance against Gadsden State today. Did not appear in game 1. Payoff pitch is down for ball 4. An RBI, bases loaded walk for Malia Hale. And that ties the game 1-1 here. Still no outs on the board, and time is going to be called as there's a meeting in the circle. That will give us a moment to talk about Riley Bennett. Bennett appearing in her 28th game of the year. She's only recorded 25 at-bats. She's scored 9 runs, 5 hits, a pair of doubles, and 4 RBIs. Bennett does not have a walk this season, 6 strikeouts, and she's 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts, hitting 200 on the year, on base percentage right at 200 as well. So an RBI opportunity right here for the 9-hole hitter and right fielder Riley Bennett. There's a quick meeting in the circle, pitch well outside for ball 1. Crocker now up over 30 pitches here in the top of the second. 31 pitches total, 18 for strikes. Just issued her first walk of the game, and it was a costly one. A bases-loaded walk to Malia Hale. And she's quickly down the count here. 2 balls and no strikes to Riley Bennett. Top of the order on deck for Coastal Alabama South. Coyotes threatening here in the second. And for Gadsden State, in danger of giving up a big inning here. 2-0 pitch. Swung on. Riley Bennett bloops it to right field. In is the right fielder. And making the grab for out number 1. Sneed makes the play, keeps the runners where they're at. It was not deep enough to tag. And Taylor Hunt will come to the plate. Hunt struck out swinging her first time. Again, an RBI opportunity here for the top of the order for Coastal Alabama South. Coyotes looking to cash in with 1 away and the bases full. Pitch high and outside for ball 1. Taylor Hunt second on the team with 43 RBIs this season. An on-base percentage north of 400. Base hit here will give Coastal South the lead here in the top of the second. Good pick behind the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Time is called by the Gadsden State coaching staff. Another meeting here in the circle. Crocker is spraying the ball all over the strike zone here in the second. Only 1 walk in the game, but it came with the bases loaded. Earlier this frame, she has tossed 35 pitches, 20 for strikes. And this is coming after a scoreless top of the first. Meeting is just with the battery, the pitcher and the catcher here. And the Gadsden State coaching staff. Don't believe that's the head coach for Gadsden State. Might be one of the assistants. Trying to settle Crocker down just a bit here. Good hitter at the plate with a 2-0 count and the bases loaded. Taylor Hunt, one of several sophomores leaving Coastal Alabama at year's end. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's outside for ball 3. We'll see if Taylor Hunt gets the green light to swing hard here with a 3-0 count and the bases loaded. And instead, she will take the second bases loaded walk of the game. That gives the Coyotes a lead. 2 bases loaded walks here in the second inning for Coastal Alabama South. Gabby Miller, who's 4 for 5 across this doubleheader today, will step in with the bases juiced. Miller, a .347 hitter coming into play. She's up over .350 now. First pitch, a called strike, framed back into the zone by the catcher for Gadsden State, Allie Croy. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Miller. Check swing did not go around. Counts even 1 ball and 1 strike. Gabby Miller's on-base percentage is flirting with .500 on the season. Second on the team with 150 at-bats entering play this afternoon. Here's the 1-1 count. Slapped foul. And the count moves to 1-2. Again, still just one out on the board here in the top of the second. A long inning here for Gadsden State after the Cardinals took the lead 1 inning ago. Pitch in the dirt, goes to the backstop. And Coastal South extends their lead 3-1 following the wild pitch. Abby Davis in to score. Leah Hale advanced to third. Taylor Hunt advanced to second. A base hit likely scores 2 more here. Miller past the diving third baseman, fair. 1 run home. Taylor Hunt will stay put at third. Gabby Miller is into second. An RBI double for Miller, her 5th hit of the series already. And it's 4-1 here in the top of the second inning. Coastal South all over Crocker here in the second. Actually scored as a single for Gabby Miller. Advanced on the throw. Nonetheless, another hit for Miller. Her fifth hit of the series. She's now 5 for 6 today against Gadsden State. Called strike to Bree Ryan. And Ryan's coming off a 4 RBI performance earlier this afternoon. Crocker approaching 50 pitches now. She only needed just under 20 pitches in the first to record a scoreless frame. She's thrown over 20 pitches here in the second alone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2-1 pitch, rather. Taylor Hunt, the runner at third base. Gabby Miller on at second. A lot of speed on the base paths here. A ball in the grass is likely scoring Miller from second base. Taylor Hunt and Gabby Miller lead Coastal South in runs scored this year, along with Sydney Carpenter. And Carpenter waits on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slapped his second base. Easy play, but an RBI ground out extends the lead. It's 5-1 here. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Gabby Miller advances to third. As Bree Ryan scores Taylor Hunt following the RBI ground out. Brings up Sydney Carpenter. Carpenter is 0 for 1. Big swing and a miss there for strike 1. A 5-run second inning here for the Coyotes after Gadsden State took an early 1-0 lead back in the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carpenter. It's well outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carpenter, 15 home runs, 48 RBIs on the season. Runner at third here with 2 outs. Leading the team in several offensive categories. Home runs, RBIs, on-base percentage, and slugging. She's ahead here, 3 balls and 1 strike with Caitlin Parker on deck. Parker started this inning with a base hit. Coyotes trying to bat around here in the second inning. Fouled back into the net, and it counts full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cooling off just a bit here in Bay Minette, Alabama. Started this doubleheader. It was 85 degrees, now 82 degrees with a slight breeze. Another payoff pitch coming here to Sydney Carpenter. And it is ball 4. The Coyotes have batted around here in the second inning, as Caitlin Parker will take her second at-bat of the frame. Again, Parker opened this inning with a base hit, later scored to tie the game 1-1. And since then, Coastal South has scored 4 more times. It's 5-1 here in the top of the second inning. 2 outs, 2 runners on. First pitch, line to center field. Second hit of the inning for Caitlin Parker. And this time it's an RBI single. It's 6-1. First pitch Parker sees, and she barrels it to center field. Now 25 RBIs on the year for Caitlin Parker. Charlotte Lottinger will step in now. Lottinger reached base on an error, later scored earlier this inning. Looks at ball 1. Crocker having to work here for Gadsden State. The Cardinals used 3 of their 4 pitchers in game 1. Carly Crocker got the start here in game 2. And it's been a rough inning. Called strike to Lottinger. Again, Crocker was under 20 pitches after the first inning. She's now approaching 60 pitches in the game, only 30 for strikes. She's faced 14 batters, and we're not through the second. An inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 6 runs, 3 so far are earned, with 3 walks and a strikeout for Carly Crocker. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Charlotte Lottinger. And this one's blooped over the shortstop in left center field. Here comes the runner around third. An RBI single with 2 outs for Charlotte Lottinger at 7-1. Coastal South in business here against Carly Crocker and Gadsden State. This will be the 11th Coyote to bat here in the inning. And we might have a pitching change. Crocker is out of the circle and is headed to the dugout. Pitching change here for Gadsden State. A 7-run second inning will step aside. For the second time today, Marley Mosley will take over in the pitcher circle from out of the bullpen for Gadsden State. She appeared in Game 1, tossed 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple of runs as well. Mosley takes over for Carly Crocker, who had a rough second inning. She had a great first inning. 4 batters faced and under 20 pitches, did not give up a run, but 7 runs have scored here against Gadsden State in the top of the second inning. Abby Davis at the plate for the second time this inning. This is the 11th batter of the frame so far for the Coyotes. Caitlin Parker is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored this inning alone. Parker is the runner at second base. Lottinger the runner at first following an RBI single. This one lined up the middle, stopped by the second baseman, flip over to second in time. And finally the inning over for Gadsden State, but not before 7 runs come across to score for the Coyotes. A big lead here entering the bottom of the second.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Welcome back to JockJive Sports on YouTube. Started at the bottom of the second inning. Gadsden State trying to answer the mammoth second inning the Coyotes put together. A 7-run second inning for Coastal Alabama South. Looks like we have a pitching change for the Coyotes as Kaylee Johnson will take over for Sam Daniels. Johnson, the sophomore, did not appear in Game 1. Sam Daniels appeared in Game 1 and started Game 2, but her day is done after 1 inning of work. Johnson, again, did not appear in this game, or Game 1 earlier. Daniels, in 1 inning of work, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, no strikeouts, no walks here. So Kaylee Johnson will take over. Johnson making her 17th appearance of the year. She's 3-4 from the rubber with 1 complete game, 49 in the 3rd innings of work, a 5.25 ERA on the season. She averages just under 5 strikeouts per 7 innings. Barrett Sneed will lead things off for Gadsden State. First pitch pops up in the infield, playable for Kaylin Parker, who barely had to move, and that is out. Number 1, good start for Kaylee Johnson. from out of the bullpen. Sam Daniels will not be in line for the win here. If the score holds up, it will be Kaylee Johnson's game if she stays in the circle. So Weisner now will step in. Weisner did not get a plate appearance in her first game. She appeared as a pinch runner. Weisner fouls that one down the left field line. On the season, Weisner has only taken 3 at-bats. She's 1 for 3 in those 3 at-bats with 2 runs scored and 1 RBI. Check swing did not go around. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kaylee Johnson from Sampson, Alabama, a sophomore listed at 5'10". 1 ball, 1 strike. And a called strike there to Weisner. Johnson looking for a 1-2-3 scoreless inning. This ball driven to center field. Racing in just a few steps is Abby Davis for out number 2. Laura Wood, the infielder, will try to keep this inning alive. Listed as number 4 on the official roster, however, wearing 21 today. But on the official roster, she is listed as 4. Nonetheless, a 172 hitter coming into play this afternoon. Just out of the way of a pitch there. 2 balls and no strikes. Coastal South looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of Game 2. Bats looking to stay hot here. 7 runs, second inning for the Coyotes. This one driven down the line and deep, but well foul. It did not have home run distance as it bounced off the fencing, but likely would have been base or extra bases for Wood. Wood will grab her bat and retreat back to the batter's box. Off-speed pitch misses high for ball 3. So a 3-1 count here to the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order on deck for Gadsden State. 3-1 pitch driven again down the deep left field part of the field, and it is well foul again. This time that did have home run distance. So Wood putting the barrel to the softball here. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Couple of deep foul balls here for Wood. Lines this one to the gap, and that's extra bases. A good at-bat there for Wood. A 2-out double as she slides in safely. Tip of the cap to Laura Wood, who extends the inning here. Fouled a couple off down the left field line. One had home run distance and then lines that one to the gap. The 9-hole hitter comes through, and it's a 2-out double. First pitch, a called strike. Tinley Johnson at the plate. Leads the team in at-bats this season as the leadoff hitter. 342 on the year coming into play this afternoon. Counts even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 1 was called early due to the NJCAA run rule. 8 runs after 5 innings. The game was over in the 6th. But on the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnson so far in this one's 0 for 1. On deck is Bright. She's 1 for 1 with a run scored back in the first inning. Popped up left field. Malia Hale is there, and that is out number 3. Gadsden State strands the 2-out double at second. You're watching JockJive Sports.
Played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at Showcase Series.
Malia Hale set to lead things off here for Coastal Alabama South. Coyotes coming off a 7-run second inning, trying to add on here. Leading 7-1 against the Gadsden State Cardinals. Hale walked her first time, recorded an RBI in the process. It was a bases-loaded walk, one of the 2 bases-loaded walks issued back in the second. Marley Mosley back in the circle for her second inning of work from out of the bullpen. First pitch in the dirt to Malia Hale. 8-9-1 due up here for the Coyotes as we start the third inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's blooped to left center field. That might fall. What a grab out there by the center fielder. My goodness. A great way to start defensively in the third. Tip of the cap there as the center fielder for Gadsden State, Johnson, robbed a base hit off the bat of Malia Hale. Tinley Johnson, outstanding. Riley Bennett steps in. She flew out to right field her first time. Looks at a ball in the dirt. That was a great play. Full extension on the dive at left center by Tinley Johnson. I did not think Johnson was going to get there in time. She proved me wrong. Well, one pitch here to Riley Bennett. Excuse me, a 1-0 pitch that was. It's now 2-0 the counts. Couple of easy takes here for Bennett, starting in right field here in game 2. 2-0 offering. Drops in there for a strike. Taylor Hunt waits on deck. Swung on and fouled off in the batter's box. That pitch likely inside for ball 3. Nonetheless, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Bennett. Coastal South sent 11 batters to the plate in the second inning, scored 7. 2-2 pitch to Bennett, fouls it up the right field line off the end of the bat. Bennett has not appeared in a lot of games this season. Only 25 at-bats coming into play. 0 for 1 this afternoon with a shallow fly ball down the right field line. 2 for 2. Almost hit her. The count's full with 1 out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 away and the base is empty here in the top of the third inning. Here's the payoff pitch from Mosley. And it swung on and missed. Would have been ball 4 to strike out. 2 up, 2 down here to start the third. Brings up Taylor Hunt. Hunt's 0 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. She recorded Coastal South's second bases loaded walk back in the second inning. She's also struck out this afternoon. Trying to extend the inning here. In game number 2, that one almost hit Hunt for ball 1. Catcher Gabby Miller waits on deck. Gabby Miller across both games today, 5 for 6. Ball in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. So far, Coastal South out-hitting Gadsden State 5-4 in this ball game. Taylor Hunt lines one to the gap. Left center field, extra bases for the leadoff hitter in the lineup. As she rounds first. Another double for Taylor Hunt, giving her 13 on the season. Her second double across this doubleheader today. A 2-out double extends the inning and brings up Gabby Miller. We know how good Gabby Miller has been today against Gadsden State pitchers. The Cardinals have only retired Miller 1 time in 6 plate appearances. She's 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI here in game 2. She was 4 for 4 in game 1. As the sun begins to poke out, as it begins to set. Bay Minette, Alabama, located in North Baldwin County, the southern portion of the state of Alabama. 1-0 pitch. Miller shows bunt. A bunt here with 2 outs. You're wondering why. Miller has a ton of speed out of the left-handed batter's box. A ground ball here is no sure out. In fact, we saw a couple of infield singles for Miller in game 1 earlier this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike here with a runner at second. Swung on and missed. Oh no, fouled off the catcher. And it's strike 2. Miller just trying to slap that one to second base. Got a piece of it and it bounced off the catcher behind the plate. There's the 1-2 offering. And it's swung on and missed. For the first time today, Gabby Miller down on strikes. And Taylor Hunt is stranded at second base. 7-1 still the score, bottom 3 here. And game 2 of an afternoon doubleheader, Gadsden State and Coastal South.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here. And be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Final 4-game series of the regular season between these two teams, Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South. The bottom 3 set to begin. 2-3-4 due up for the Cardinals. Leading off with Clancy Bright. Bright 1 for 1 with a run scored. Scored the lone run of the game for the Cardinals back in the first inning. Bright, Ramsey, who was on deck, and Williams, who's in the hole, recorded back-to-back-to-back hits with 1 out back in the first, allowed Bright to eventually score. Time is called already as Kaylee Johnson was set to deliver the pitch. 6-run lead here for Coastal South, trying to sweep today's doubleheader. Popped up right here, the press box in front of us, as you hear it on our crowd mic. So 0-1 the count now to Bright. Bright, 342 hitter coming into play. 38 at-bats this season. Ground ball to third, fielded on 2 hops. Long throw here for Parker, in time for out number 1. Ava Ramsey comes to the plate, another 340 hitter. This time with a 129 at-bats on the season. Ramsey leads the team with 31 walks on the season. Takes ball there to start her second plate appearance here in Game 2. These two teams back in action tomorrow, 12 o'clock Central Time. That's the final JockJive broadcast of the season for Coastal Alabama as far as softball goes. And then JockJive will broadcast the final home games for Coastal Alabama on Saturday. Baseball doubleheader against Gadsden State. That is also at 12 o'clock Central Time this upcoming Saturday. We'll be on the call for all the remaining games for JockJive and Coastal Alabama Sports. 2-1 pitch, swung on, popped up, foul territory, out of play. And the count's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the schedule tomorrow, a softball doubleheader at 12 o'clock Central Time right here in Bay Minette. And then on Saturday, a 12 o'clock doubleheader between Gadsden State and Coastal Alabama South. Baseball also in Bay Minette. And that's it for JockJive Sports. Their final broadcasts this week for Coastal Alabama Athletics. Fielded on 2 hops at second base, Taylor Hunt flips it over to Bree Ryan at first for out number 2. A couple of ground ball outs here for Kaylee Johnson, as Williams looks to extend the inning. Lainey Williams with 4 homers this year. An RBI single her first time. Lined a single off the third base bag. Check swing called strike anyway. Looked like for a moment that Kaylin Parker was going to be able to film that ground ball back in the first inning, but it hit the bag and bounced into left field. Allowed that Gadsden State run to score. Quickly 0-2 the count. Kaylee Johnson way ahead of Lainey Williams following the check swing. And strike 2. Talked briefly in game 1 about the faux-back logos Coastal Alabama launched. We'll talk about that more next half inning. Williams just stays alive and pokes that one foul up the line. Great faux-back logos. We call it faux-back because there was not athletics back in the 60s. But celebrating the 60th year of Coastal Alabama, this one blew behind the third base bag. Kaylin Parker runs it down for out number 3 in foul territory. And a 1-2-3 scoreless frame for Kaylee Johnson and the Coyotes. 7-1 the score. Middle innings coming up here. Game 2 of an afternoon doubleheader.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bree Ryan will start things here in the top of the 4th inning against Marley Mosley. First pitch to Ryan, well outside for ball 1. Before the commercial break, last half inning, we were talking about the faux-back logos and designs that Coastal Alabama officially launched last week. You can check those out on social media, Coastal Alabama Community College or the Coastal Alabama South and North Athletic websites and pages. You will find those logos and read more about them in celebration of the 60th year upcoming of Coastal Alabama Community College. Lots of cool-looking designs. And the majority, if not all, of the athletic programs across both campuses, North and South, they will be sporting throwback jerseys next year. It's going to be great. We're excited about it. The faux-back design has been awesome by the marketing team here at Coastal Alabama Community College. Bree Ryan ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-4-5 due up here as the Coyotes lead by 6 against the Cardinals. A 5-pitch walk opens the top of the 4th inning. Sydney Carpenter, who's 0 for 1 with a run scored and a walk so far here in Game 2, had 4 RBIs in Game 1. Has a chance to drive in more runs here in the top of the 4th inning. Coastal South so far relying on a big 7-run second inning. Called strike to Carpenter. Carpenter, the designated player here in Game 2. She caught Game 1, where she tallied 4 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the DP. Another good pitch to swing at. Chose to look at it for strike 2. You saw the commercial with Yodi, our beloved mascot here at Coastal Alabama Community College. Lots of new Yodi designs as well. And if you've not been to the bookstore here at Coastal Alabama, brand new merch as well. Again, faux-back logos, all for next season. As Carpenter strikes out swinging, chases one out of the zone for out number 1. Brings up Kaylin Parker. Kaylin Parker, 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Both of her hits so far in this game came in that big second inning. So Parker steps in with one away and a runner at first base. Off-speed pitch inside. Mosley's done a nice job from out of the bullpen. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple runs in game one earlier, but since coming in for Crocker here in game two, she's tossed an inning and 2/3, has allowed just one hit and one walk. She has struck out 3 batters. Counts even to Parker here, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch way outside for ball 2. ACCC Softball Championship Tournament in Alabaster, Alabama next week. Coyotes, one of 4 teams fighting for 3 spots. That one fouled back, and the count's 2-2. Currently, as the standings sit entering play today, Coastal South is tied with Shelton State Northwest Shoals for 4th place. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sitting just outside, 1 game back is Calhoun Community College. So right now, Calhoun on the outs. Coastal South, the win earlier today really helped the cause. But anything can happen over the next couple of days. Another foul ball at the plate off the ankle of Parker. Division II softball tournament happening this week. Coastal Alabama North did not make the tournament after finishing the 2025 season 10-26 in the conference and 12-44 overall. Coastal Alabama North softball being played in Monroeville, Alabama. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to third baseman Kalen Parker. Bree Ryan, the runner at first base, following the leadoff walk. 2-2 pitch. Grounded up the line, just foul. Sun sets off to the left here behind the press box in Bay Minette, Alabama, so the sun will be a problem for the defensive player, especially on the right side of the diamond and in right field. You can see the shadows starting to creep onto the field from the left side. Another 2-2 pitch to Parker. And misses down for ball 3. Counts full. On deck, Charlotte Lottinger, who's 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. There's the payoff pitch to Kalen Parker. And it's high and tight for ball 4. 2 aboard here with 1 out. Brings up Lottinger. Coming into play, Lottinger hitting .263 with 8 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. 25 RBIs, now up to 26 following the RBI earlier this afternoon. Lottinger, a freshman, playing shortstop in both games this afternoon. And swings on an off-speed pitch there for strike 1. We will know more about the softball standings tomorrow and the final doubleheader of the regular season. That hits Lottinger. Bases are now loaded here with 1 out. Abby Davis will come to the plate. Davis 1 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI opportunity here for the center fielder. Again, Davis only 49 at-bats coming into play this afternoon, but has started in center field in both games. A .408 hitter in those 49 at-bats. 3 extra base hits and 3 doubles. An extra base hit right here will give the Coyotes at least an 8-run lead. Remember, the run rule is 8 runs after 5. That would have been ball 1. Almost hit Abby Davis, but in on the hands. Davis chopped up the line foul for strike 1. Only 2 walks, 3 strikeouts this season for Davis. And her 49 at-bats. 0-1 pitch is well outside for ball 1. Base is full of Coyotes here in the top of the 4th inning. A 7-run second inning, the difference so far in this game. Coyotes trying to sweep Gadsden State after winning 9-1 in 6 innings earlier today. Line to third base, that's off the runner, but foul. Went off the ankles of Bree Ryan. Home plate umpire was right there on top of it. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Abby Davis. Malia Hale waits on deck, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. One-two pitch on the way. Grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, steps on the bag for 1, throw to first, not in time. And that brings in Bree Ryan. The score is 8-1. Nice play there by the shortstop to record the out. Fielded the ball on the run, stepped on the bag to get the fielder's choice, but the speed of Davis too much. And it brings home another run. Pinch hitter here for Coastal South. Malia Hale goes back to the dugouts. Payson Hansen will bat here for the Coyotes. Hansen started in game 1, was the designated player. Bats here with runners on the corners. 1 run home and 2 outs. First pitch, the pinch hitter, Payson Hansen, is in there for strike 1. Hansen looking to put one in the gap here to extend the 7-run lead. Fouls that one off the catcher. If Coastal South can score Parker from third base, they will have an 8-run lead. And again, the run rule is 8 runs after 5 innings. So essentially, Coastal South would just need 6 more outs to put this game away early. Here's the 0-2 pitch, grounded to short. Fielded, here's the throw to first in time. And Coastal Alabama South leaves runners on the corners. However, they score 1 more run here. It's 8-1, bottom 4 coming up on JockJive.
4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama. David Haney with you this afternoon. Again, thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. These 2 games were not originally scheduled for Wednesday here in Bay Minette, but we made adjustments and bringing you these 2 games live on YouTube, JockJive Sports. So again, thank you for spending your time with us. Join us back here tomorrow, 12 o'clock Central Time, as we wrap up the regular season. The final home games of the year here in Bay Minette, a doubleheader between these 2 teams, Gadsden State and Coastal South. Kaylee Johnson back in the circle for her 3rd inning of work. She's worked 2 scoreless innings since coming in the 2nd inning. Set to face Rachel McCown, who's 0 for 1. Pitch is high there, 2 balls and no strikes to McCown. 5-6-7-2 up here for Gadsden State, who needs some offense. They scored 1 run in the first inning. Since then, have done much of anything. Ground ball to third. Foul ball. Nice pick, however, by Caitlin Parker. And all that is strike one. Line score as it reads right now, 8 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Coastal Alabama. 1 run, 4 hits, and just 1 error for Gadsden State. 3 balls, 1 strike to McCown, and the Coastal South defense thought that was in there for strike 2. "3-1 lifted down the left field line, but well foul. Did not have home run distance. Was high in the air off the bat of McCown. Counts now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Allie Croy waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch to start the bottom of the 4th, and that is ball 4. Leadoff walk here for Gadsden State. Might be what the Cardinals need here to start a rally. Allie Corey will step in, a .280 hitter coming into play. Corey does have 5 home runs here. 27 RBIs on the season, second most on the team. So far here in the 4th inning, Kaylee Johnson struggling to find a strike. Johnson has looked good since coming in from out of the bullpen, but here in the 4th, she's struggling to locate her pitches. Johnson at 35 pitches, 20 for strikes. A leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 4th. Lifted to right field, should be playable for Bennett, who races over towards right center, makes the play for out number 1. Keeps the runner at first base. Barrett Sneed now steps in with 1 away and a runner at first. Coastal South would love a double play here. Sneed's 0 for 1 in this game. Looks at ball 1 there. Gabby Miller may have asked the home plate umpire where that miss. Somewhat of a tighter zone here in this second game from the first game. There's a called strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner at first base for Gadsden State here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ground ball to short, just past the diving Lottinger. It's a base hit for Sneed, her first hit of game number 2. Gadsden State now threatening here in the bottom of the 4th with just 1 out. Kirby Weisner, the freshman with only 3 at-bats coming into play, will step in here. Weisner, he's 0 for 1. Fouls this one back off the end of the bat for strike 1. Gabby Miller fielded the ball off the padding and put her hand in something. She did not like it. She didn't hurt herself, but unfortunately it may have been stuff that comes out of Burns. Don't want to say it on the broadcast, but you know. But as soon as she grabbed the wall, she looked to the umpire and some of her teammates started laughing. Nonetheless, quickly 0-2 the count to Weisner. On deck is Wood, who doubled with 2 outs her last time. Oh, 0-2 pitch grounded up the line, but foul. Weisner stays alive here. Cardinals threatening here in the bottom of the 4th. Trailing by 7 runs. If Coastal Alabama South can keep Gadsden State off the scoreboard here in the 4th and they can push across an additional run in the 5th, they will need just 3 outs to end this game early. Oh, 2 offering from Johnson. Off-speed pitch, misses high and away for ball number 2. See in right center field, a big hill here at the Coastal Alabama Softball Complex. Earlier today, there was a huge slipping slide. Popped up, foul territory again off the netting. Gabby Miller did catch the ball, but it touched the netting first. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. But a giant slip and slide out there on the hill. Lots of students and even some staff went out there and had some fun. It's a good hill to do so. It's also a great hill to watch some softball. And that was just off the plate. Again, the zone has all of a sudden shrunk just a little bit. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've seen that same pitch called a strike earlier in this game. Johnson did not get the call there, and the count's even. Here's the 2-2 pitch, lifted, foul territory behind the third base dugouts. Still a 2-2 count, a long extended at bat here from Kirby Weisner. Just past the 6 o'clock hour here in Bay Minette. 6 o'clock Central Time. Another 2-2 offering, lifted to left center field. Racing in is Hale, who makes the play for out number 2. Runners will stay put at first and second.
Now batting number 21, L.A. Wood.
So Laura Wood will step in. Wood a double her first time up this afternoon. Her double extended the inning back in the second. Went all the way to the wall, goes that way again, but foul. Prior to that double that Wood hit, she smoked a couple balls down the line that were well hit, but foul. One had home run distance, one banged off the fencing out there. Ball in the gap here scores at least 1 for the Cardinals, and right now, Gadsden State needs any offense they can get. Trailing by 7 runs in the middle innings. Swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch there by Johnson. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. This one blooped to left field. It's down. Second hit of the game for Wood. Fielded by Malia Hale quickly, so the runners will stay put. But the bases are loaded for the Cardinals. Top of the order coming up. Tinley Johnson, a big RBI opportunity right here for the Cardinals. Second hit of the game for Laura Wood. A double and a single from the 9-hole, doing her job. Both hits have extended the inning for the Cardinals. This one popped up, out of play. Strike 1 to Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2 in this game. The Cardinals threatening in the bottom of the 4th with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Kaylee Johnson having to work here in the 4th inning. Johnson just over 50 pitches, 33 for strikes. Throw down to third. Dangerous play there by Gabby Miller. If that ball goes up the line, it's a run for Gadsden State. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's down low. Nowhere to put Johnson here. It's 3-1. We'll see if Johnson gets the red light or the green light here. Johnson versus Johnson here at the plate and from the pitcher's circle. 3-1. It's ball 4. Gadsden State cuts into the deficit. It's 8-2 following the walk from Kaylee Johnson. Second walk of the game issued by Kaylee Johnson. It's a tough one as well, as it cuts the deficit back to 6. 8-2 the score. An RBI for Tinley Johnson. Clancy Bright now the batter, and Bright's 1 for 2. First pitch, half swing, and she went around, says the home plate umpire. Strike 1. Game's not over. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Still plenty of time. That ball to the backstop, a wild pitch. And the ball's thrown to second base. Luckily, Taylor Hunt was there to back it up. Another run home here. 2 runs have come across to score with 2 outs on the board. That will be scored a wild pitch. It's 8-3 here in the bottom of the third, or bottom of the fourth, rather. Still plenty of time for the Cardinals to mount a comeback, and they're doing so right now. Tying run still on deck for Gadsden State. Pitching high is high and tight for ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runners in scoring position. Lifted to shallow center field, racing in. Davis with a basket grab. Unbelievable grab. Saves at least 1 run. Abby Davis, full extension. And that ends the inning, but not before 2 runs come across with 2 outs on the board. It's 8-3. Coastal South still leads.
Started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone, because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Welcome back to Bay Minette, Alabama, as we start the top of the 5th inning. 8-3 the score after Gadsden State pushed across 2 runs in the 4th to cut into the deficit. Coastal South going with a pinch hitter here to begin the top of the 5th inning. Emma Olive making just her 4th appearance of the 2025 season. First pitch swing, a 2-hopper right back to the shortstop, and that is outs number 1. Emma Olive retired, was batting for Riley Bennett. And now Taylor Hunt will come to the plate. Taylor Hunt is 1 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. She's been on base throughout this entire doubleheader today. Coastal South trying to answer the 2-run 4th inning that Gadsden State put together. Both runs that scored back in the 4th for Gadsden State came with 2 outs on the board. The Cardinals did leave 2 runners on base following an incredible diving effort by Abby Davis, who made out number 3 in center field. One of the toughest catches you can make is running in towards the ball when it's coming straight at you, and Davis dove and saved a couple of runs there to end the inning. 3 balls, no strikes here to Taylor Hunt. Marley Mosley back in the circle again for her 4th inning of work. Called strike there to Hunt. 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Gabby Miller. Here's the 3-1 offering. And it's in the dirt for ball 4. Runner aboard here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Gabby Miller, who struck out her last time, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. We'll dig in from the left side. Both teams with 6 hits apiece. Coastal South relying on a 7-run 2nd inning as the difference maker so far. Miller, who already has 5 hits in the series, grounds it to second. Flip over to second for 1. No, a drop, and that is not on the transfer. Taylor Hunt will be safe at second base following the drop by the shortstop for Gadsden State. Tough break there for the Cardinals. A heck of a break for Coastal South. Should have been an out at second. Will go down as an error on shortstop Laura Wood. Wood's had a good day at the plate. She's had a good day defensively as well. However, dropped the ball there as it was fielded and flipped over to her at second. 2 runners on, just 1 out, and Bree Ryan at the plate. Sometimes you will see infield umpires signal it was on the transfer. That ball was not even in the glove of Wood. She just dropped it. 2 balls, no strikes to Bree Ryan. Coastal South leads by 5 runs here. They need 3 runs to flirt with the run rule. 2 aboard here with just 1 out. Ryan grounds it up the line, foul. All over that pitch. Bree Ryan's 0 for 1 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk this afternoon. Again, both teams 6 hits apiece. That goes down as a fielder's choice and an error for Gabby Miller last AB. 1-2 pitch sails a bit, and the count's even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mosley gets her signs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher. Runners were moving anyway. It will go down as a wild pitch on Mosley despite the catcher stopping it. Just could not keep it close enough. And Taylor Hunt and Gabby Miller are in scoring position now. Base hit scores 2 more for the Coyotes. Payoff pitch. Driven to right center field. Racing over the right fielder. Makes the play. Here comes Hunt. She will tag up from third and score. Gabby Miller will tag from second and advance to third. And it's 9-3 Coastal South. 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 5th inning. Sydney Carpenter looking for her first hit here in Game 2. She's 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. She's also struck out swinging. 6-run lead here for the Coyotes. Dangerous hitter at the plate. It's in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, no strikes here. As the wind you might hear on the crowd mic picks up a little bit. Carpenter was all over that pitch, but fouled it up the line. See those trees out there in left center starting to blow as well. Clouds starting to dissipate, blue skies ahead for the most part. It's been mostly cloudy all day long. Shadows creeping on from the left side of the diamond. 1-1 pitch to Carpenter. In their dirt again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Mosley's done a nice job from out of the bullpen here in Game 2. 61 pitches, 34 for strikes. She has faced 15 batters, allowed 3 walks, 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts. Carpenter fouls this one into the crowd. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to the designated player. Runner at third is Gabby Miller. Off-speed pitch misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Carpenter. She's walked 25 times this season, second most on the team entering play today. Here's the payoff pitch. And that is ball 4. Second time in this game, Carpenter works a walk. And it brings up Kaylin Parker. Parker's 2 for 2 with a walk, an RBI, and a run scored here in game number 2. She's been aboard all 3 times she's been to the plate. Opportunity to extend the lead here for Kaylin Parker, the third baseman, who's had a nice game here in the nightcap. Bloop to second base and playable for out number 3. Coyotes leave 2 runners on, but they score an additional run. It's 9-3 here on JockJive Sports. Coastal South leads Gadsden State.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
New pitcher to tell you about for Coastal Alabama South. That's Gracie Toledano, who will take over on the rubber for the 12th time this season. Just 20 innings of work for Toledano this season. 3.50 ERA in those 20 innings of work. 10 earned runs, 16 runs total, 9 strikeouts. So Toledano, the third pitcher used here for head coach Mallory Radwich in game number 2. Final line for Kaylee Johnson. 3 innings of work, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. Johnson in line for the win from out of the bullpen. First pitch is grounded right back to the circle, fielded by Toledano, and that is out number 1. A quick out for Coastal South here in the bottom of the 5th inning. New left fielder to tell you about as well. Malia Hale's day is done. We'll get to the new left fielder in just a moment. Braylee Corley is now in left field for the Coyotes. Again, took over for Malia Hale last half inning. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennedy Johnson at the plate for the Cardinals. Pinch hit appearance here for Johnson. Her first plate appearance across this doubleheader today. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Several substitutions as we get late here in game number 2. Two 2-1 pitch on the way, grounded to short, and it's off the glove. Heel of the glove of Lottinger. That will go down as an error. 1 out base runner here for the Cardinals. First error of the game here in game number 2. Charlotte Lottinger, the shortstop, charged with the E6. Ground ball to Lottinger. Another chance here. Flips it over second for 1. Throw in time to first. A 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. Redemption there for Charlotte Lottinger. Following the E6, a quick 5th inning. Top 6 coming up. 9-3 the score.
Discover culinary arts at Coastal Alabama Community College.
This pitcher has not pitched this season up here in these stats. Is that 12? Oh no, that's 22. Okay, we're good. Never mind. We'll go back to Coastal Alabama. In Bay Minette, Alabama. Top of the 6th inning here. Marley Mosley continues to pitch from out of the bullpen. Checked into the 2nd inning. Done a good job keeping the Coastal Alabama offense in check. However, the Coyotes have pushed across 1 run across both the 4th and 5th frames. Charlotte Lottinger started a 6-4-3 double play to end the 5th. She will lead things off here for the Coyotes. 6, 7, 8 due up here for the Coyotes. Looks at ball one in the dirt. One ball, no strike. Check swing, foul ball. That's so frustrating for a hitter when you hold up in time and it goes off the knob of your bat. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Might be a chance for some weather tomorrow, but we're expecting that weather tomorrow night. The doubleheader scheduled for 12 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. So we should be able to get 2 games in uninterrupted to close out the regular season portion of the schedule. And that one hits Lottinger. Leadoff base runner here for the Coyotes.
Number 12.
Abby Davis now comes to the plate with a leadoff runner on. Expecting rain this weekend in Bay Minette as well. A 80% chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. That might affect the JockJive broadcast for baseball's final 2 games of the regular season. Coastal South Baseball scheduled to host Gadsden State at 12 o'clock Central Time on Saturday. Chopper, right to third. Lead runner is retired at second base. A fielder's choice, scored 5-4 on the fielder's choice. And that is out number 1.
Number 3,
Breeley Corley will bat from the left side. Her first plate appearance of this doubleheader. Corley has taken 56 at-bats this season, a .304 hitter with 11 RBIs, does not have an extra base hit this season. Slap this one to left field, base hit for Corley. A late entrant into the ball game, her first plate appearance. And a single with 1 out, puts 2 runners on. Corley checked in for Malia Hale. Riley Bennett now steps in, the right fielder. Bennett so far 0 for 2 in this ball game. Chops this one foul up the line. Bennett just 25 at-bats coming into play today. Coastal South can somehow push across 2 runs here in the inning. They will need just 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th to end this game early, just as they did in game number 1 earlier this afternoon. Showing bunt. Good bunt up the line for Bennett. Fielded by the pitcher. Not in time. No throw. A bunt single for Riley Bennett. And the bases are loaded. Beautiful bunt there by Bennett. Up the first base line. Pitcher fielded it. He realized that she did not have a play. Top of the order comes up with the bases loaded and just 1 out. Coastal South in business here in the top of the 6th inning. Taylor Hunt's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 walks and an RBI. First pitch inside in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate for ball 1. Davis the runner at third, Corley on at second, Bennett at first. With the top of the order, Taylor Hunt, dangerous hitter at the plate. And that is a strike inside for the first strike of the at-bat. 1-1 the count with 1 away. Can be tough to double off Taylor Hunt here. A lot of speed. Here's the 1-1 offering. Bloop to left field. That's going to fall. Base hit for Taylor Hunt. 1 run home here. Bases remain loaded. It's 10-3 following the RBI single and second hit of the game for Hunt. Gabby Miller, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI, will step in. Coastal South trying to end this game early again. Gabby Miller takes a hit by pitch, and that's an RBI. 11-3, and that puts the Coyotes up 8 runs. Still just 1 out on the board. An RBI hit by pitch for Gabby Miller, her second RBI of the game. Bree Ryan now comes to the plate. Ryan has 2 RBIs, a walk on an 0-for-1 line with a run scored. Big RBI opportunity here for Bree Ryan, the first baseman. 2 runs already home. This one lined to center field, right to the center fielder who had to make a leaping grab. A sacrifice fly and an RBI extends the lead 12-3 here with 2 outs. Runner from second also tagged. And Sidney Carpenter, the designated player, who's 0-for-2 with a pair of walks. We'll dig in with 2 runners on. Runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Coastal South leads by 9 runs. Pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Coyotes will need just 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th without Gadsden State scoring to end this game early. Ended the game in the 6th inning earlier today in game 1. Ground ball to third on 1 hop. Here's the throw inside, and that is out number 3, but not before 3 runs home here. It's 12-3. Coastal South Coyotes just 3 outs away from a sweep on your Wednesday.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Coastal Alabama South just 3 outs away from their second consecutive run rule victory over Gadsden State in 6 innings. They won 9-1 earlier today in 6 innings. After the 3-run top of the 6th, Gracie Toledano looks to close things out here with her second inning of work from out of the bullpen. For Gadsden State, they're looking at their 6, 7, 8 hitters to start the bottom of the 6th. First pitch here in the bottom of the 6th on the way. Chopped slow roller up the line, but foul. Allie Crowing at the plate, the catcher here in game 2 for the Cardinals. These 2 teams back in action tomorrow afternoon to close out the 2025 regular season schedule. Final home games of the year for the Coyotes of Coastal South as well. 12 o'clock Central Time, this scheduled doubleheader. It might start 10 to 15 minutes early, so tune in early just to see. This doubleheader today started about 15 minutes early as well. If there's weather involved tomorrow afternoon, I expect the doubleheader tomorrow to start earlier. It might start about 11:45 in the morning. 2 balls, 1 strike. The last thing Coastal South needs here are base runners. They would like a quick 1-2-3 inning to get out of here early. Gadsden State, the home team in both games played today, lost 9-1 to the Coyotes in game 1, losing 12-3 here. Ground ball up the middle. Diving effort past Lottinger into center field. A base hit for Allie Croy. It's exactly what the Cardinals need. However, the Cardinals are going to need at least 2 runs here. Gadsden State cannot score 2 runs here. The game will still be over. However, a good start following the leadoff single from Croy. There it's Sneed. Looks at strike number 1. The win would belong to Kaylee Johnson from out of the bullpen, who came into the 2nd inning Following the 7-run second the offense put together. Line to third, in Plime at first. How about that double play? Kalen Parker caught it on a line, made a long throw, and doubled off Croy at first base. And all of the sudden, the Coyotes are 1 out away from a victory here. Weisner the last chance here for the Cardinals. Ball 1 from Toledano. Great play there by Kalen Parker to catch the ball on the line. The long throw in time to Bray Ryan. A tough double play for Gadsden State to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Ground ball to second. This should do it. Hunt fields it, and that is your ball game. Coastal South sweeps Gadsden State in 2 games today to get back into the win column. Losing streak falls to 12 games for the Cardinals as Gadsden State now 3-27 in the conference, 14-38 on the year. 2 big wins for the Coyotes, who are now 16-14 in the conference and 34-22 overall. The 2 teams will shake hands, but they will meet again tomorrow. A doubleheader between these 2 teams to close out the 2025 regular season portion of the schedule. Thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. This is JockJive Sports on YouTube. David Haney saying good night. We will see you tomorrow. Join us back here in Bay Minette, 12 o'clock Central Time, a doubleheader between the Coyotes and the Cardinals. Have a good night.